Beats in the hood.
What it good be? Hoping to see this your boy N-O-R-E.
DJ EFN is on pause right now. Salute to him.
Damn, I ain't think he was gonna say that. It's I was about to. Military Crazy Ball Radio. Make some noise! Now this man, since he come out, he has been a heartthrob. He has been taking these ladies' hearts. He has been making babies. You know, that's like the ultimate, like respect. Like when a person can come up to you, like, you know, I made some kids to your shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know that's what they be doing to him. He got 2 Billboard awards. He's fresh off a tour. He smells like a baguette in Europe. Because that's that money smells, just in case you don't know what we're talking about. He's here. We're going to get into all this. We're going to drink, because he got the illest drink order. He ordered Camus, Kazazu, and he said a little bit of Champagne. But he's a legend. He's an icon. He's been down. He's been doing this. He can drop an album every 5 years. It doesn't matter.
Wow.
His fans going to stick with him.
Yeah.
They're going to ride with him. And every time he comes out, they're going to come out with him. In case you don't know what we're talking about, we're talking about the one, the only, Mario!
Beautiful. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, baby.
Now you just came off tour, Europe. Now,
Yeah.
all right, now, this is me now. My experience when I go to Europe, sometimes I feel like the fans are more appreciative.
Yes.
And
it's not even like a thing where it's like fans here aren't. The culture's just different. They live different. They think about things different over there. Like over here, we like, yo, all right, we're gonna, how we get into this bread today? We're trying to become entrepreneurs. Everybody here is just on this hype of, you know what I mean, getting to it and survival and this and this and that. There are people, a lot of places, they just living. Like they chilling, like they riding bikes.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? You might go down the street and it's like a bike, like you see a couple cars, but you see bikes parked. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, they just, when they come out to enjoy the music, they come out to really enjoy it. They get there early. Everybody's in. Everybody's in the building. You going at 9, everybody's there by 8 o'clock. At their seats or standing up. You know what I'm saying? So it's just different. It's different. The love is different. And they don't see you all the time. You gotta go to the mall. You know what I'm saying? Go to the club and see their favorite artist every time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just different,
Like the first time I went to Lenox Mall, I remember it was like 2 or 3 people in Atlanta, the Lenox Mall. 2 or 3 people in the mall. Now you go to Lenox Mall, everybody's a star. Nobody gives a fuck about nobody.
It's lit. It's lit. But that's the culture in America.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So where's your favorite place to perform? Here or abroad?
Man, Australia and Africa, bro.
Okay, Australia.
And the crazy thing
is, Africa or
no, so South Africa.
South Africa. Apartheid shit. Let's go.
Ghana, Accra, Australia.
You got the joke late. I'm in.
Bro. It's I would say that trip in Africa was crazy because it was me, Sean Paul, Pharrell, Snoop. It was my first time going on an international tour with like those type of legends. But for that it was like I went on tour with Destiny's Child overseas and shit. That was my first.
Now let's make some noise.
That was crazy. So like we were doing like 50,000 seaters. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like it introduced me to Africa in a way I'd never seen it before. So that for me it was just like a whole culture shock. Of just seeing us, that many black people in one place. Right? And then also just like the different mixtures of people and just, it was just beautiful. Yeah, it was crazy.
I'm gonna bounce around a little bit.
Yeah, nah, you good.
But so you always wanted to be, that was the...
Man, I don't think I had a choice, bro. Okay. You know, my mother, when I was a kid...
Baltimore, right?
Yeah, I'm from Baltimore.
Right.
When I was a kid, bro, my mother, she was a single mom, right? So we did everything together when I was younger. She used to cut my hair, like, she didn't start taking me to the barbershop till I was like 10, right? When she first figured out I could sing...
Hold on, let me ask you. Did mama fuck you up?
I was about to ask you.
She was nice in the bar?
Nice, bro.
Okay, all right.
She was nice.
Okay, all right, cool.
Like,
because a lot of my friends
low-key.
used to get their haircut with the bowl on their head, and the moms would go around, and we'd be like, that's not really a fade,
Oh
Mom.
God,
Yeah.
And she used to give me the skin fade, like the ball fade. Like she was nice with it.
Okay.
But like, you know, when I was like 4 years old, she got me this mic that tuned into the radio. Like, remember those mic used to? And she was asleep one morning. She woke up early, and I probably had on some mismatched socks, and I had on like some shorts or something. I was in the living room just singing, but I was holding a note. I was like, you know, singing along with the radio. And she was like, "Yo, my son got it. Like he can hold a tone. Like he don't know the words, but he in the key."
Right.
And so from that point on, she was like, you know, she started. This is what she told me. She started keeping music around me to keep me away from all the other stuff that was in Baltimore. Like, you know what I'm saying? My family grew up in it. It was. You know, we was outside.
The Baltimore.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you feel me?
Yeah.
And so that was her way of like giving me a passion. Like, you know, a lot of times you grow up, y'all got kids. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Don't look at that. Don't look at that side. His shit don't work. For 30 years, his shit don't work. He gives himself abortion.
God.
Damn, dog.
Sorry.
That's crazy. Oh, she's like, nah, me.
Sorry.
Nah, you good.
Yeah.
And so
So when you picked up the microphone, did you already have some music in you? Like you just picked it up randomly?
Nah, so my mother used to play keys.
There you go.
So when she was pregnant,
Faith.
when she was playing the keys, obviously I was feeling the frequency of that, right? It was in her. She could sing a little bit. Hold this. My father sang too, even though we didn't grow up. I didn't grow up with him, but the talent was there. But for her, like I was about to say, is just like, you know, sometimes you don't know what your kid's gonna be into, sports, whatever. When you see something that your kid love, like you want to start. You like, all right, cool. I got one. You know what I'm saying? Let me get him. Because you got to give kids something. Because if not, they get into, you know, they outside, they get into shit. You don't know where it's going to go. Anyway, so yeah, that's when I developed. Now, when I turned like 9, 10, she started taking me to the barbershop. The first time I got paid singing was in a barbershop.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So she would take me, you know, where I was singing birthdays, cousin birthdays, all that. Went to the barbershop. And she's like, no, I want you to sing. She's like, nah. I'm like, nah, I don't want to sing. Like, I'm shy. She's like, listen, the same way you sing around your family, don't be afraid of your talent, you know? So that day I sung, and I got paid like $20, $30 from each barber. So that was my first payday as a, you know what I'm saying? And so who don't like money, nigga? I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to do this.
Right. But
you know
that
what I
was a setup for them to pay you. It was just set up for you to sing, and then they paid you because you would.
It was like a little,
right.
You know what I mean? Little homie, whatever. But, you know, yeah, bro, I think singing just like, my grandmother used to play Marvin Gaye and gospel music and, you know, all the old school. My mother used to play hip-hop, R&B, pop, Biggie, you know what I'm saying, Joe, R. Kelly, Boyz II Men. So I grew up around so much good, authentic music. Like, it's just in me like that.
So you knew that was a microphone. You knew what you were doing. Absolutely.
1,000%.
But let me ask you, right? Because coming from Baltimore, right? Now, at the time, of course, you know, New York dominated the music scene for so long. And it was like, you know, Jersey had his run, then Philly had his run. It was like, you know, Baltimore, like, kind of almost stopped short. Like, you know, after Delaware, like, so was it difficult being from Baltimore, or was it easier because you got people like Kevin Liles and Drew Hill, and they're saying like, okay, I'm following in those footsteps, so I'm asking you.
No, Baltimore got a lot of talent, a lot of hidden talent. You know, I think back then it was even crazy, like in the R&B scene, because Drew Hill, they obviously they put Baltimore on the map, R&B wise. I didn't know Kevin Liles back then. You know what I'm saying? I met Kevin once I became, you know, an artist and I started moving around. But like he was very instrumental in the music scene, obviously. But when I did my first talent show in Baltimore, I didn't even understand the talent that was there until I seen it. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Because I was like the youngest artist on the talent show. Everybody else was older, you know. But yeah, I think that the Baltimore talent scene is just so far removed from where everything is happening at. Like if people with the same talent was in LA or closer to New York, like you would see more Baltimore artists. You know what I'm saying? Or if niggas actually make it out of the city, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I was gonna follow up with
So there's a lot of artists that, you know, don't make it out or, you know, is talented. If I didn't get adopted when I was 13, bro, I don't know where I would be today. You know what I'm saying? Like I was blessed. I didn't realize it was a blessing then. But I was blessed to, you know, for somebody to see my talent and say, yo, this kid is worth investing in. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Good job.
I'm asking hypothetical questions that I got from The Wire.
Yeah.
Every time I used to watch The Wire and like, someone get locked up, they will always say, the Baltimore guys, they say, if you fuck with me, I throw you in there with the DC guys. Right? And then vice versa. They would say this kind of like the same thing. Like, I grew up thinking Baltimore and DC like
the
y'all
same.
brothers. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of like thought, and then when I saw that in The Wire, I was like, holy shit. Is that like a thing out there? Like Baltimore and DC don't get along?
It's not a get along thing. It's just a different world. You know, DC culture. DC is more. You know, it's
with
politics. It's people there are more business minded. You know, people are exposed. They're surrounded by a system that's built on structure and numbers, and you know, so it's just different. But you still got the streets.
They got the White House and white crack.
You know what I'm saying? You still got the streets, but yeah, it's just a different culture altogether. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yeah, I like DC though.
Okay.
DC, yeah,
That's love. That's love.
Yeah.
It's drinking time, I believe. Let's get some sake.
You can't.
You gonna drink some fly ass Camus?
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna start with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then let's see where we go. It's early. I know your interviews go for like 3 hours, so it's like, you know what I'm saying?
The only person that's just as fly as you that ordered Camus was who?
I forgot, but it was someone.
Who that?
Patty LaBelle. Patty LaBelle.
Wow. Shout out to Aunt Patty.
Thank you.
Somebody loves you.
No. She ordered Camus and we got
Patty.
her Opus because the first couple of stores that we went to only had 2 bottles of Opus.
Yeah.
And we like, you know, are you into old school music like that?
Man,
I'm sure
of
Mom's
course.
played it. I'm sure Mom's
It's like, it's the foundation, bro.
Right.
Like, it's really the foundation, you know. And if you listen to a lot of R&B today that's popular or that's becoming popular, it's infused with, you know, old school feelings, infused with soul, it's infused with alternative, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's the foundation. If it wasn't for, I wouldn't call myself the R&B emperor, which is something I just started saying this year. If I didn't have
We're gonna run with that. R&B.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wouldn't call myself that if I didn't have the information. Because I have the information and because I know I can go into this pocket and that pocket, you know, and still be authentic to who I am today, I can call myself the R&B. I mean, that's because I grew up listening to everything from gospel music to hip hop to Patti LaBelle, Frank Sinatra, Nat King Cole, and then once I got a karaoke machine when I was 11 years old, bro, like I started going and I started stealing my mother's CDs. I started stealing my CDs. You can scratch it and get your ass whipped.
Right.
Like, you know, that happened to me a couple times.
Right.
I go to school, I got pennies and candy in my pocket and a Stevie Wonder CD. I come home. Mario, where the fuck is my Stevie Wonder CD at? I'm like, I don't got it. I try to go and sneak it in there. It scratches everywhere all over it.
Like,
Like,
on it.
you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's in me all the way.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, one of my dope songs is "Braid My Hair."
Yes, sir. I gotta say brush my hair now, but yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I was about to say, how did you come up with that song? But
Yeah.
it's like kind of like an oxymoron, right?
Yeah.
But let's get into it.
For sure. This was I was in New York. We recorded Quad Studios.
Quad Studios. Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
with Tupac.
Quad Studios. Quad Studios. Come on.
I'm still there. He
Oh,
still
God.
recorded
Oh,
there.
God. So I had just got back from Just a Friend was already out, I believe, and we was already starting moving around. The album wasn't out yet. I just got back from doing some press runs, but I had been away from home for a minute, so my hair was half in and half out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And normally I would be able to go back home, get my hair braided by my normal, you know, girl. It was like, this was me getting used to being on the road, traveling, so I had to get different people to do my hair. 'Cause and I was just mad that day. I didn't even want to work. I didn't want to record. I'm like, nah, bro. I said, I don't feel like working right now. Like, I got to get my hair braided. So Harold Lilly, he in the studio with me. We having this whole conversation. Shout out to Harold Lilly, prolific writer. And so the whole time I'm telling him how I feel about it, he writing notes in his head. I leave the studio, I come back in, and he already got a verse on the chorus. When you look at me sometimes, you see a 15-year-old getting his dough, back and forth to the studios, hopping out limousines, rocking the lake. Like, he already started. Like, he illustrates your life in a different way. Like, he's one of the most prolific writers. It just came out of those conversations, bro. Just, you know, it was just raw energy, bro. Like, my whole first album was written like that.
That's amazing.
Except Just a Friend. That was Usher's song. I ain't gonna lie. That was Usher's single.
Damn, you right in my interview.
I just had to be out of
That was the back question. Like because first off, Just a Friend. Did you ever meet Biz? Biz Mark?
Yo, I met Biz on the first video shoot, bro. He came to Baltimore, bro. We shot the video.
Biz.
Rest in peace to my uncle, man. Biz, bro. Rest in peace to
no,
Biz.
remember, you can't. Remember, Rizza said it's bad luck if you pour your own drink.
No, I put it in the.
Oh, that's his. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
usually
Oh,
like-
okay. My bad. Decanter.
This
Decanter.
is sake.
This is sake. Yes.
Okay.
Decanter. Yes. Decanter.
Rice wine. So you that's healthier for you.
I don't
Right.
know. RZA said it
He did
is.
say it was
I
healthy.
just
it's
believe
it's a
everything
little
RZA
bit
says.
healthier for you.
And he said
You know
that,
what I
that
mean?
rice wine.
Salud.
filtered
Salute, my
separately.
brother.
Yeah.
Hey, salute to you, man.
Yes,
You know what I'm
salute
saying?
to you. No.
Listen,
This is your
here.
day. This is your
Nah,
day.
for sure.
We
I
giving you
feel
your
that.
flowers today, guys.
I feel that. I feel that.
Okay, but hold on. So you met Biz? Because
Yeah.
Because you gotta sip it on. Okay.
Salud.
Salute, my boy.
My first drink in 2 weeks. Oh
Okay.
my God. Go ahead. So you
so
got to
Biz-
meet Biz. Go ahead.
Biz came to the first video shoot, man. He flew to Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? He flew like to the city. We shot the video in the city. Like, you know, so
Wow.
he really helped me carry this record and co-sign it on a different level, because obviously it was originally his, and it came out the year I was born, which is actually crazy, 1986.
Wow.
The original Just a Friend.
Wow.
I learned that later, so it was just like a full circle moment.
Wow.
But having Biz a part of that record for me was important to like merge the generations.
And it's important. You already knew who Biz was at that moment?
Nah, bro.
Nah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm 14.
Yeah.
I just turned 14 years old, so it was
Nobody
like,
said that's Biz.
of course.
Yeah.
But like they put me on to it, but I didn't know originally
Yeah.
for that. Yeah.
Yeah, but the fact that you listen, like that,
Yeah.
that shows the grown man in you, even as a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I grew up fast, but I was also around, like, I had some ghosts around me, bro. Warren Campbell, Harold Lilly. You know, I was working with the Underdogs back then. They was the staple of R&B back then. You know what I'm saying? It was like, if you ain't have an Underdog song, it's like, you wasn't really making an R&B album.
Right.
You know
Right.
Underdogs is, like,
Yes,
you know what I'm
yes,
saying?
yes,
So
yeah.
I was around a lot of goats, bro. I was learning so much. But I think that's the big difference too. Like today, it's like, not a lot of artists have a lot of ghosts around them that's kind of putting them on game.
Right.
They just like, how can we make this person hot? You know what I'm saying? But I was soaking up so much information from everybody,
Right.
on top of the fact that I already had my own understanding of what real music was. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, all of that that was my artist development. Like being in the studio. The first record I did was on a soundtrack. It was it was on the soundtrack for this Dr. Dolittle 2 soundtrack. It was called Tamika, and me and Fab.
Okay.
And my first time going into a real session, I was in there for 16 hours in a session. 16 hours, my first real session. I'm crying in the session. I'm like
Right.
12,
Right.
13 at the time. I'm like, I don't want to do this no more. This ain't for me, right? But it was those moments of like really being broken into like, what it is to really make me. You want to do this for real?
Right.
You have to do these hours, put these hours in. You only
Like,
this
boot camp.
16 hours out of the 10,000 hours you need, right here. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was all of that, bro.
Like when I listen to certain joints, like I listen to Drowning, right?
Yeah.
I asked Keisha Cole this, right? And I was like, yo, do your music come out better like when you go through drama? It's like
Yeah.
I mean, I'm asking that because, when you listen to a hip hop album, right? You see a person, for most part, 90% of us, like this is things that we went through, right? These are things that we went through or we're going through at the time.
Yeah.
And it's like in R&B, it's like sometimes we be like to feel y'all pain.
No, for sure. But I think pain is something that connects us all, bro. Like, like I'm gonna come back to this, but like if you think about pain, like most of the things that go viral, like if something pop up on your feed and it's two people fighting,
Eyes on.
you gonna watch it versus if you see two people just talking.
Right.
Like I think that destruction is a part of life, but it's about why is it destructive? Is it destructive because it's just a storm that knocked the tree down? Or is it destructive because we're unstable and imbalanced? Like, you know what I'm saying? I think pain is a part of life, bro, and it's a part of life that if it wasn't for my pain, I wouldn't be here today sitting at this table with you, bro. My pain is my light, bro. My darkness is my light. I took everything that I went through, everything that I learned, even to this day, and I transmute it into energy that's useful. You got to transmute all your pain into useful energy. So that's what music is. I think that
So it's therapeutic too.
for sure, 1,000%. But yeah, when I go through, Drowner was a song about, being in love with two women, right?
Yes.
And drowning in one's, ocean of love,
Right.
and drowning in another, tears and pain, right? So as men, especially when you're growing up, you go through that. Like you have you have more options,
Right.
right? Being an artist, you got more options, bro. It was just a real thing. And I feel like that's why I felt like that when you listen to it. It was like, it's easier to write
Right.
when you just talk about the truth.
The drama.
The truth.
How about one woman man? Okay. That's
you
like-
going to
that's
like the
That's like you say, like you loyal, right? Like
yeah, that's like
that's my song then.
yeah, that's like you in your bag, yeah.
Come on.
But it's saying both. It's saying that she's like she is ready for one man and ready to move into a certain point in her life where she's ready for everything, all of that comes with. And you saying that I recognize that you are and I'm ready to be with one woman. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Right.
I think that was just a play on words because I was lying.
Right.
I ain't gonna hold you. I was lying. I was lying. At that time, I was like, yo, let me just make a good R&B song. I was lying. You know, sometimes you gotta be creative, and you know, I was inspired just by. I'm a very imaginative person, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like a lot of my childhood was stripped from me. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times I just imagine love because I didn't grow up. My grandmother died when I was 12, right?
Wow.
She was like really like my second mom, if not my first mom, in terms of her presence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure. And so, you know, my idea of love is kind of a little, I'm still learning what that is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm still learning like what that is in terms of like a partner.
Yeah.
In life, I look around and I see love. Nature is love.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Self-love, you know, fasting and restraining from certain things. That's self-love. There's so many different versions of love, right? But in terms of partnership, you know, that's something I'm still learning about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So music is the way for me to imagine, like, all right, let me imagine what this what it feel like. When I did Let Me Love You, I didn't know nothing about.
Just you going through that. I'm not
I'm just saying. You taking me down. You making me go down my own. I'm like, my own.
notes. You fucking up my notes.
All right, go ahead, bro.
You ain't gonna rush that one.
Nah, we ain't
Okay,
rushing.
let's talk about working with Gucci Man. Break up.
Yeah.
Wasn't that when he first came home from jail, or was that?
Man. Yeah, yes, that's when he first came home, bro.
Yeah.
Gucci had just got home.
Very hard to get this guy.
Yeah, no,
How'd
for
you pull
sure.
that
I
off?
be trying to call him now for nigga pop out at this show, this festival. So you can't. Gucci, yeah.
Right.
Nah,
Gucci.
but you know he a family man. You know what I'm saying? He doing his thing. Man. I'm proud of Gucci, but bro, that was you know, I recorded a record in Atlanta with Sean Garrett, right?
Big up
I was in Baltimore at the time, and at the time my manager Jay Irvin called me, right? He like, yo, we were working on this album. I think that's on the DNA album, right? Yeah. We were working on DNA, and we was just looking for a record to lead it off. You know, we was looking for a record to really tie everything in. You know, something that was like abstract and different, and not all the way down the R&B lane, but just a little bit left. And at the time, we already did like 2 records with Sean Garrett for the album. Another record made it. Irv called me, yo, I think we got it.
Irv, when you say Irv,
Jay Irvin.
Oh, okay.
At the time, he's my manager. He's like, yo, I think we got one. He's like, you got to fly to Atlanta like ASAP. I said, it's worth like flying back. I just left Atlanta.
Right.
He's like, nah, yo, you got it. You got to come cut this one. This is crazy.
Right.
So I go to Atlanta, go in the studio with Sean. He jumping all off the tables. You know, Sean, he,
Right.
you know what I mean? He going crazy. And she's like, we got this. Ooh. He pressed play. As soon as I hear the beat drop, I knew what it was. Like, this one of the ones I knew what Breakup was when I first heard it. Bangladesh produced it.
Big up
You know,
Bangladesh.
Big up Bangladesh, yo. He
Sean
sent the
Garrett
record.
co-wrote with you?
Yes. Well, no, Sean Garrett wrote the record. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
He wrote the record. He wrote the record, and this was specifically supposed to be like my single. Like, they were in a session to work on my album. He wrote the record. When I cut the record, Sean like, I ain't gonna lie, Rio. Like, I was gonna keep this as my
You gonna take it back? But he gave you the record. He thought about taking it back.
He said, I ain't gonna lie, Rio.
It came across his mind to think about taking it back.
He just want to let you know. He just wanna
But you gotta understand, at this time, me and Sean was like, that was like my brother. You know what I'm saying? So like, a lot of times you work with writers and people, and it's very political. You go in, you work, and it's, you know, nice to meet you. You do the record, and you leave.
Right.
Me and Sean was outside together. We was going to clubs. We was going to strip. Like, we was turning up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we was having fun.
All right.
So this like at this point, it's like your homie saying, like, nigga, I'm gonna just stay on the. At the time, I'm like, okay, cool.
He said
All
this
right.
after you dropped the vocals.
No, yeah. Yeah, this nigga.
I can see how hard
Yeah.
that could be. Good.
And so, you know, and so I'm like, shh. We just going back and forth on it. Because at the time, he was also working on he's working on a record for another big artist.
Okay.
I'm going to mention no names right now in this moment.
Beyonce.
But he's working with another male artist at the time who was
okay.
working on an R&B album,
Okay.
hip hop album.
Okay.
And there was another record that I wanted that he had for that person.
Okay.
And I was like, yo, let me get this record.
Yeah.
Huh?
What person is that?
That person.
Exactly.
That person.
That was him.
That guy.
Exactly.
And so I was like, nigga, let me get this. Like, let me get. He's like, nigga, if I give you this record, this nigga kill me, bro. He's like, I can't give you this record. You know what I'm saying? But I'll make a call for you.
Okay.
So we was kind of negotiating.
And it was just
I was like, all right,
It's about breakup.
this about no. This is about
one.
another record.
Okay.
But I said, if I give you that, then it's like, if I do this, you got to give me that record.
Okay.
He's like, I can't. Huh?
What person is
The person I told you about earlier.
Right. Yeah.
And so,
Fool.
nah, so this was, these was, but it ain't end up happening. I ended up getting that record.
Right.
Sean ended up staying on the record. It got crazy. Like we, you know what I'm saying? We ain't like throw hands on nothing, but we was going back and forth.
Right.
And he was like, man, this wasn't my single. And so when I finished the record, he's like, I bet I'm gonna go get Gucci on it for you. I said, nigga, Gucci like that. He's like, nigga, he just came home.
Oh, clutch.
Right.
I said, because we was thinking about features and shit. I said, I bet. I said, let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it happen. You get Gucci on it. We make the play, and I'll go figure it out with the label.
Right.
You feel me? Mind you, I'm coming from like love songs, crying out for me. You know what I mean?
Hits
Just
though, nigga.
records.
Hits.
Records, but it's like breakup was a different. You gotta understand. You know what it's like being signed to a label.
Yes,
you gotta
absolutely.
convince niggas that this is the move.
Yes.
Yeah, I need y'all to spend some bread.
Yeah.
And y'all might not believe in it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened. That's what ended up happening. I had to fight for that record. I had to fight for that, like me. And at the time, I had it. Like we got into it. Like I'm not
What
putting.
label was this?
It was RCA at the time.
RCA, okay.
So he's like, I'm not putting. I'm not about to spend money on somebody that's not signed. Like I'm not about to do. Like it was just a. But the record came out and it spoke for itself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was a crazy little journey. Yeah, Gucci came out.
Right.
He put a verse on it, and I think it was his first like real mainstream.
I believe so too. I believe
joint.
so. Yeah.
So the energy around it was just crazy. He came to Baltimore, shot the video with me at my crib at the time. Like it was crazy. It was a vibe, bro.
Makes a
Breakup was a
solution.
whole Salute. Yeah.
Now, what do you like more?
One coming. Yeah.
Making the record or performing the record?
It's two different worlds, bro.
I know.
I feel like performing a record
Yeah.
is like I say it like this, it depends on who I'm working with. I can't say like every record is the same. Like when you working with people that you actually enjoy work, like sometimes when you work, it's not, like I said, it's more political. It's more like making records back then was not as fun as making records now. Now I'm having more fun. Back then it was like, all right, bro, we got you set up with this writer, this producer, this. I had fun with Scott Storch.
Okay.
Shout out to Scott Storch.
Shout out.
That's my nigga. That shit was lit. But I have, it's like, back then it was a little bit more, I didn't have as much control. I wasn't involved in the setting up. I was just showing up, singing,
Right.
doing the records. Like, okay, Neo coming in the right, or this person coming in the right. Had a great time working with Polo. That's my nigga.
Polo Dog.
Polo. You know what I'm saying? Like, just it's certain people that was like, it's more fun making the records, and sometimes it's just like, you do the records and you keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? When I worked with Stargate, we did How Do I Breathe and all those records, like, they're more structured. Underdogs, more structured.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They got 5 writers in a room, 2 writers in whatever. It's 2 rooms going. All right, Mario, we ready for you. Cut your vocals over here. You go over there. You cut the vocals. You in with goats, so you delivering. You really focus just on that. It ain't about having fun. It ain't about girls in the vibe. It ain't about. It's just more about the work. So I've been on both sides where, it was super political and just it's cut and dry, and then it's like we working for one day, we partying and raging for 2 days, but then when we come back, we about to do like 10 more records.
Right.
That's gonna be off of that energy.
Right.
So I don't know. It just depends on who I work with.
Have you ever
Yeah.
made a record, particularly like for me, right? My first album was Capone Noriega, right? And we had all these hood records, right?
Yeah.
And they were great, right? But they were slow. So going into my solo album, I made what just for the clubs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Did you know what it was when you did it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I kind of did.
Yeah.
I didn't know 100%.
Yeah.
But I knew that if had this reacted the way I wanted to react, this would be a hit. But I made that record particularly because I needed a club record.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever made records like that where you like, you know what, I'm gonna do it like maybe a super girl friendly record or a ballad record like you.
Breakup was that for sure.
Okay.
Breakup was definitely that, bro. Because we were looking, like I said, we was looking for that energy. I think main one, the joint I just did with the joint I did with Tiger and Wayne, that was definitely like, okay, that was a different thing because originally Tory was on the record,
Tory Lanez.
and then Wayne and Tiger ended up doing the actual version that we put out with the video and everything.
Why? Because Tory got locked up.
No, so yes and no.
Okay.
It wasn't about him being locked up. It was about I wanted to actually move the record.
Okay,
I wanted to shoot a video like it was like I wanted to have fun with the record.
Right.
You know, and it was a hard decision to make, bro, because that's my nigga, and you know, it's like that. It was a hard decision to make, but I also had history with Wayne. You know what I'm saying? And me and Tiger was the one who went in and actually did the record together. So it was just like, yeah, it was a tough call.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, that one was definitely one of those like, yo, let's do something for the summer.
Right.
What was another record that was in that space? I feel like a ballad that was in that space is Music for Love.
But that's not nothing you regret.
Nah,
Okay,
nah,
okay,
not at all.
okay.
What you talking about?
No, I was asking because the way you said it. Like,
Yeah, which one?
I was saying, do you ever have one that you did it for the label and you regret it?
Oh, you said that I did for the label or that I did for the clubs?
Yeah, I'm changing up the subject. I'm
Oh, no, you good, bro. I'm trying to roll with you. Like, nah, you good.
Let's take a shot, man.
Oh,
Let's take a-
Hey, man, I love
But
it.
you caught it though. You kept going. That's true.
One that I cut for the label?
Right.
No, so Music for Love, like, that was a record that I did because I wanted to do something that was like a R&B baby making record that could also be played in the clubs. Music for Love was that. It was like, I feel like every R&B artist gotta have, if you want to be like a goat in this shit, like you gotta have something that can play everywhere.
Right.
It's like
Right.
R. Kelly was one of them niggas. Like he made records that
I'm
could
on
play.
R. Kelly album. I'm on.
Oh yeah, the
I'm
new
on.
one.
No.
Oh, you said it like you got it. Hold on, wait.
I'm talking about
I know you got some shit with him.
back
Okay.
then, back then. Got one joint with him.
You said I was on R. Kelly
I was
album.
on R. Kelly album.
Okay, I bet. Now you good? What
It's 8 million.
Yeah.
It was 8 million sold back then. I just found out it's 15 million sold. And
Oh, man.
I'm going to renew my
like-
black. I'm going to renew my black.
Why
I'm going to
not,
get that.
bro?
15.
Listen,
Yeah.
it's undeniable his talent, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel like, yeah, like with Music for like certain records, I always try to cover like having records that can work anywhere and then also giving you classics. I feel like a great R&B artist can do all of that. And that's what I've been trying to create with my catalog throughout my career. You know what I'm saying? So that's the goal, bro. That's the goal.
Let me ask you a quick question because you mentioned Sean Garrett. Did you see Sean Garrett and Dream going at it?
Like on like in the person now. But that's regular. If you know Sean, that's regular.
No, let me tell y'all something.
Yeah.
R&B, y'all been
Yeah.
hiding that y'all gangsters for a long time. Bobby Brown told us
Oh, God.
a little bit. Like, we was like, oh, okay, maybe that, but we didn't.
Not everybody, but yeah.
Yeah.
sure.
But because I go backstage and I be like, damn, these motherfuckers don't have fights. They got potpourri smelling.
Yeah.
They got incense. This just smell good back
Yeah.
here and shit. And then, like, y'all had us fooled. But like,
Yeah.
y'all motherfuckers is just as gangster as us, yo.
No,
Sean Garrett and Dream.
I feel like our emotions we let our emotions out in the
Right.
music and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then when shit get real, it get real.
Right.
Yeah.
What makes it
Thank
goes
you.
with R&B?
Yeah.
Listen, Mario, our show is
That was
about
crazy.
giving people their flowers,
Yeah.
or they can smell them, they thoughts while they can think them, and they drinks while they can drink them. Brother, what you have done to this game, you have been relentless. You have dominated. You have been, and you have never. I've never seen you complain. I don't think you had a stress day in your life.
Professionalism.
You know what I mean? Like,
Bro.
well, hold on, let
crazy
me
you
finish.
say that.
Let me give you your
Go ahead.
flowers. Let me
Go
give you
ahead,
your
go
flowers.
ahead, Oh shit. Oh, this a vibe right here.
Yeah.
Gold flowers.
Yes. That's
Why
right.
gold? 'Cause I love gold, but
That's
why
right.
gold?
That was EFN's idea, but
I bet I let it go. You know what I'm saying?
It's Pharrell's
Fuck with
idea.
the
My
gold.
bad. It's
Oh,
Pharrell's
Pharrell?
idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bet.
die.
No, I like
Damn,
the gold,
I can't-
man. You
I
know,
can't- I
it's
can't.
rich. It's rich, bro.
So
We love that.
So you look like nothing really bothers you. It's a smirk now. Because, I mean, it's either two things that means.
Mm-hmm.
It means you like real good at hiding, or you real good at blowing it off. Like, it probably does bother you, but it's better to not address it.
You from Queens?
That's right. Left Rack City, Corona, Queens, 97-30, 57th Avenue, apartment 5. Corona, New York, 11368. That's right. No. But
you ready for me to answer my question? My bad.
No, I want you to answer the question. Yes.
You from Queens, bro?
Yes.
You've been through a lot of things that people know.
Yes.
But you've been through a lot of things that people don't know.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And I'm almost certain that the things that they don't know has been the foundation of your character and your decisions and who you decided to become today more than the things they do know.
All right. Makes noise for that. He's not done? Yeah, that makes noise for that, though.
In that whole journey, then you have your observation of other people and the things that they've done and ended up in situations that you don't want. Like, you know, whether you ended up in bad situations or not, you got out of it, you here now. But you've been able to observe your world and decide how you're going to fit into it on your terms. I learned early on, I grew up around killers, drug dealers, gangsters, drug addicts. My grandmother was a God-loving person. My great-grandmother went to church every 3 days. My grandma went to church and prayed for my family every 3 days. It still ain't work. I've been seeing death since I was 4 years old.
Wow.
I've been burying family members since I was 5 years old.
Wow. Listen.
I buried my mother in 2017.
Wow. God bless.
I fought demons with her. She died from a heroin and fentanyl overdose.
Yeah.
Like, I really grew up in this shit. I don't talk about it because why do I need to talk about it? You know what I'm saying? I don't, you know, I came up in a time where it's like, nigga, clout chasing on the internet wasn't a thing. Like, that's not even, to me, I don't mind when people do it. For whatever reason they do it. I just personally, I got to look in the mirror at night and go to sleep and be like, proud of who I am as a man and know that I got anything that came to me is because I worked for it and because I personally planned for this to happen this way and it did. That make me feel as a man more grounded and more powerful and more understanding of who I am. It builds a bond. My bond with myself, you know, when I was in the darkest moments of my life and me and God talking and me talking to myself, I'm like, yo, you are you God. It's just you, nigga. It's just you.
Right.
So every decision you make, every person that's around you, everything that you do, you got to be able to hold yourself accountable. Every choice you make.
Right.
So for me, dog, I'm just not impulsive on shit. Like, it take a lot for me. If it's not something that's real, I'm not going to get triggered by it. Like, it got to be real, bro.
Yeah.
And then when it's real, it's real.
Right.
That's it. It's that simple.
It seems like you don't join the circus. Like, even me, I don't let things bother me, but every now and then I join the circus. Like, I go.
Give me a scenario, and I can tell you how I'll respond.
Okay.
What you mean?
Your album drop.
Yeah.
One of your artists, your people friends, go on Shade 45. They ask him, "Yo, did you hear Mario's new album?" And he goes, "Well, I couldn't get into it."
One of my peers?
One of your peers.
Okay.
A person that you know.
Okay.
How would you respond to something like that?
Why do I need to respond? That's his opinion.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, but I get it. You're saying the cloud chaser version be like, nigga, my album's out.
Yeah.
Shit, if I respond and people gonna go pay. I don't think like that, bro. It's like, I think a part of me, sometimes let me be honest with you. I think the real nigga in me sometimes stunts I wouldn't say growth, but like the attention that I could be getting.
Right.
But that's the thing is like, bro, I be seeing niggas do that and then disappear in 2 years. So what the fuck does that even mean? What are you standing on?
In all respect, and he said one of your peers. So since let's say the example is on Shady 45. You made a comment. So do you acknowledge that?
What kind of comment?
That he wasn't into the album. He just said,
Okay,
So
but
you
like
responded on radio.
It's
or
just
do
like right
call
now.
on
You see
phone?
Lil Wayne, he dropped his
it depends on how it's said. It just depends, bro. It depends on the energy, bro. It's like if he like, yeah, I don't fuck with that. Then he don't like if it's that energy. If somebody asked me about it, then I would answer
depends
the
on how
question.
you deliver it.
But I'm not gonna go. If it's, I'm not gonna go out of my way to be like, oh, he said, like that's like okay, you had your opinion. If he wanted to direct it to me, then it would be
Okay.
a different conversation.
Okay.
And I probably would talk to him in person and on the shit. But I don't know. This never happened, bro.
That's
so
good.
I think the question is why people don't
Niggas
poke
ain't
the
fucking
bear.
with you. Let's just say that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say that.
I think that's the real question.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a
But-
shot for that.
I don't know. It's cool, bro. Like,
No, that's a real. That's a real.
Are we ready? What are you trying to
That's
say?
a real answer.
Yeah. Look. Who? Reading RZA. Going to get another bottle of wine. Yes, please. Okay. Where's the at the
Amos never
Drink time
Amos
or time.
never lied.
Yeah. Okay, you
You
ready?
drinking? You ain't drinking? You said you guys listening? Okay.
And you got that burning. I see that. I see that. All right, so you
Yeah.
gotta explain him the game, Quick Time of Slime, guys.
Yeah.
All right. So, Quick Time with Slime is a game where we ask you either or, and you get to answer truthfully. Right? We're not pulling nothing out of you if you have a story with either or questions.
Yeah.
So if you say yes, then we don't drink. If
Yeah.
you say no, we don't drink. If you say both,
Yeah, then we all drink. Well, we drink
All right,
with
cool.
you. Yeah,
Let's do it.
We drink with, and you got Casa Zoo, right? You won the Casa
Oh,
Zoo.
we shotting it.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
shot.
shots. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay, cool.
Two options, and you pick either or.
I ain't gonna lie, Mario's too smooth, man. He's mad smooth. I don't think it's gonna work on him.
What you mean?
Yeah.
Mature.
And he got the 2025 Michael Jackson jacket on too.
Let's go. Nah,
Michael
man,
will
for
be
sure.
proud. Michael will be
Yeah,
proud.
you know,
man.
Michael was on some. That's my guy, man. Like Michael, he one of my biggest inspirations. Him and Marvin Gaye.
Wow.
Him, Marvin, and Stevie.
Wow.
Like those are my three top. Like when
Stevie Wonder?
yeah, bro.
You know they trying to say he can see right now.
Yeah, you know, he might be reversing this. Like, you know, he might be able to see, like, he might be able to a little bit see y'all.
Right,
know,
right,
like,
right. Okay,
He
y'all
be
ready?
playing.
You explained, right?
yes.
Okay. This is the great first. Hold on, we gotta wait for Jamie. Okay. Okay, shots. Okay.
Nah, for sure.
Okay. This is great.
It is
first
what it
question.
is at this point.
Great first question. Marvin Gaye or Stevie Wonder?
Damn, that's crazy.
This-
You just did it just now.
Yeah, they did it. They did it
Oh
over there.
man.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's crazy. All
Remember, you said,
right, look,
okay.
I'm gonna be honest.
Hold
I'm gonna have to go with. Like, I love Stevie. That's Stevie. We just talked recently. I love Stevie. I'm
Not on
gonna go
FaceTime.
with Marvin.
on
Not on FaceTime, but he will FaceTime you.
Yeah,
Stevie
I
will
heard.
FaceTime.
That's what Snoop said.
Oh God. I'm gonna go with Marvin.
Oh, wow.
You know,
We're not drinking. Okay.
I'm gonna go with Marvin. Damn. I'm gonna take a shot, bro.
Okay, take a shot. Yeah. It makes sense. It
And
makes
if you
sense.
have any stories with that,
Yo.
let us know.
You got a story more.
No, I don't got no story with Marvin, bro. But I wish I could have met him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For sure. But no, Stevie is. Every time I see Stevie, he always compliment me on what I'm wearing, bro.
No,
Every time I see him, and he always throw me off. he always throw me off.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
That's gold.
And Stevie, man, he's like that uncle that, you know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't tell you all the conversations that I have with Stevie
Of course,
because
of course not.
Stevie's a real nigga, low key, bro. Like he'll have a conversation, like he really understand things that's going on around him that you don't think he understand.
Right.
He understands people's energy so fast.
Right.
Probably his intuition may be better than yours. It's kind of crazy.
Yes. Yes.
You know, like he'll call, like in a room, like he controls the energy in the room around him without even being able to see because he understands energy, bro. That's Stevie.
Wow.
And he's real. He's raw. He's straight. You know, he a straight shooter. I mean, you know,
So dope.
I love Stevie, man. You know, he motivated me. Grew up listening to his intention in his music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I always wondered, like, okay, he had to go in a different place to find a way to relate to us, right, musically. But instead of doing that, he took you where he was, how he saw music. That's why his music is so intricate and the colors he used in his music, the concepts, like nobody's ever done and said the things that he says. You know what I mean? Like,
Shit different.
it's just a completely different world. And I think that's what I respect about that, man. But Marvin, on the other hand, I feel like I understand his life more. You know, not getting the love that you want from the people you love, being misunderstood, using music as therapy. But I think he came out in a time where you could be versatile and it still be accepted in a way where it's still mainstream. You know, now it's like you kind of got to stay in you got to give people a pocket. You know what I'm saying? But he used his music as therapy. When he did What's Going On, like he left
What's
and
going
went to,
on?
That was the deep music.
going
That was the
on?
bro, that's
song.
therapy for me. My grandmother used to play that record, Mercy, Mercy Me. Like, you know,
Mercy.
I would love to be able to make those types of records because I resonate with those. I feel like my life is made for me to make music that liberate people. But I just didn't come out like that as an artist. I came out as a lover boy and all the type of stuff. That's how I was marketed as a young artist. So I've been trying to make that transition, because that's like the album that I make that's like that. I have a name for it. Everything it's gonna be a completely different sound and a completely different intention behind it. And I feel like it's gonna be something that liberates a lot of people musically and lyrically. That's what I'm here to do for sure. Outside of the R&B shit,
You
like,
foresee that as
for sure. I foresee it. Like it's the album where my soul's really gonna be able to feel like, okay, we let it out, bro. You know, I ain't gonna knock it over. I got it. We let it out, bro. This is it. You know what I mean? Marvin did that. That's why I would say Marvin. He did that. He was able to do that. And I want to do that one day.
All right, but we're
You know
gonna
what I
take
mean?
a shot for it. So,
Yeah.
Tupac or DMX, whichever criteria you want.
Have you ever met either?
Oh yeah.
Both?
I know X. I never met Pac before.
Me neither.
X and my uncle was actually they were friends. They knew each other very well. My uncle, rest in peace, Anthony Hardaway.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, DMX.
And Tupac.
I'm gonna go. Y'all motherfuckers, man. Yeah.
Let's go, Bo.
You just want to drink. Yeah, come on. Yeah.
I do.
Cheers.
Rest in peace, Pop.
Yeah.
But I never met
It's hard to pick.
Yeah, it's hard to
It's
pick.
hard to pick
I mean, to tell you the truth,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for Pac, it wouldn't be a DMX. So I guess you
Yeah.
could take that angle. But there's certain people who love DMX in their own right, who didn't even know Pac. You know what I mean? So,
Nah, absolutely.
so I say that's.
I can see the synergy of why you say that for sure.
Right.
You know, because that's a big statement. But I can see the synergy of why you say that, just in terms of why do you say that?
Well, because it's the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, if it
Yeah.
wasn't, Pac came out 1st, and Pac's energy. And I'm gonna tell you the crazy shit. When DMX came out, and DMX had the bandana on and everything, he wasn't trying to be Pac at all. That was just his style in Yonkers. That was just how they dressed it at that time.
Yeah.
And so if you listen to the content of their music, content doesn't match at all. It's just like the
persona.
apparel, like and the persona.
The persona, okay.
But if you listen to DMX, really, really good. He's portraying a dog, as opposed to Pac was actually a black activist.
For sure.
They looked similar. They both had six packs.
Yeah.
But they walked the same route, but in the opposite directions.
I get what you're saying.
They walked the same boardwalk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I feel like later on in his life, DMX did become more of like, he started speaking more on like, yo, our power. You know what I'm saying? He prayed a lot. Like so he did have that prophetic energy in him. Like, you know what I mean?
What I would slightly disagree with is say that he became more of God as opposed to Pac. He became more of the people. So that's the only difference.
No, for sure,
You know what I'm saying? That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Like DMX felt more in love of God. Like, you know what I mean?
sure.
Like DMX last days of his life, he was with us almost every day.
That's crazy.
And he would come. This is how he used to talk to me.
Yeah.
Like, because I just drink wine and champagne. I drink soft liquor.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you still drink that sissy juice? I'm like,
Right.
damn, bro, you can't talk like that these days. But that's the type of person he was.
Bro, man.
But great person.
Rest in peace to them both, bro.
Okay, so let's go to the next one.
Yeah.
Joe or Tank?
Man. Say what up, my nigga. Joe, man.
Okay, Joe.
Joe.
Okay.
Joe.
Okay, no explanation why.
I mean,
Okay.
for those who like may not understand R&B all the way like that, I just think Joe, he was more instrumental in my like upbringing of R&B. You know what I'm saying? Like he was really somebody I studied. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Tank is amazing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I love that he's still here doing his thing, and he's incredible. But I studied Joe. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fans out there call me Baby Joe sometimes. You know what I mean? In certain inflections and certain things I do in music. But yeah, I would say Joe. Yeah,
I respect that.
for sure, Joe.
New Edition or Jackson 5?
Jackson 5.
Okay. Because
Jackson
without
5.
Jackson 5, there is no
Yeah.
new Edition, correct?
I don't know. I never say without this, without that.
Yeah,
you know, it's hard
you
for me.
can't- yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
you can't.
There's
You
two
can't.
different
Yeah.
time periods.
But
two
you can see
different.
the inspiration.
For sure,
You can
for
see the
sure, for sure.
inspiration, Yes.
Yeah, what Jackson 5s is Jackson 5s. It birthed Michael Jackson, bro. It birthed the GOAT.
ABC.
That's just that. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, you can play that right now. You don't even know. Like if you play that to a kid who doesn't,
Right.
They won't know. That's the true definition of timeless music.
Timeless, bro. And just like they let you in their life in a different way where it's like you learn artist development from Jackson 5s. You got a chance to see like, okay, this is what it takes to really be. And you also got a chance to see the growth, bro. Like there's never been a group in history that I know of. Please let me know that you've been able to see them from
Yeah.
5, 6, 7 years old all the way to how old was Mike when he passed away?
52.
Bro, come on, bro. Like it's never been, it's never
Yeah.
forbidden. You know you know their family, you know their history, you know his dad was
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's so much energy and information there that it's like you can't compare it. It's just
Right.
crazy.
That's true.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
You just like-
Got that.
Bobby Brown or R. Kelly? These are the, this is, you know, that's the cocaine section over there. It's the Colombian and Dominican who writes these
Oh, man.
questions. Yeah, the Koch brothers.
R. Kelly,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
y'all picking interesting artists
Yeah.
to like pair up.
I mean, that's them.
That's them. That's what you said. It's not me. Nigga.
Yeah.
I say R. Kelly, bro.
Okay.
You know, it's a writer, you know, R&B GOAT. Again, it goes back to the Emperor conversation. Being able to go from I Believe I Can Fly to This Is My Song for Real, no doubt, cause the DJ's It's like it's too many different. If these people were generals of armies, who would you want to be a general?
Well, that's
You would be like, yo, he gonna teach you how to snipe, shoot with the handgun, play with your hands, nigga. Shoot, not, like he
But
do.
Bobby
he do
Brown's
that.
gonna teach him the prerogative.
For sure.
Bobby got hand-to-hand combat.
That's funny, but no, not to take nothing from Bobby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's he's an icon. You know what I'm saying? There would be no Usher without Bobby,
Right.
right?
Eat fried chicken coke.
And everybody say like, yo, being an artist, like you gotta, like you know,
Right.
it's like you gotta kind of like crash out a little bit, be a little bit of a rock star, be a little
Right.
bit of a junkie to fucking be
Right.
like on top type shit.
Right.
I'm like, bro, like, nah, bro, you just gotta understand darkness and light. Because
Right.
I feel like some people, that's their way of like going to the dark side.
Right.
My way of going to the dark side is like internal. It's mental. It's fucking.
It's a good way to say it.
It's very. I you know what I mean. I dealt with it early on, so it's like, it's more of a mental thing for me. I feel like if I did them type of drugs, it wouldn't do nothing to me.
Wait until you do those drugs, and then
No, I'm trying to. No, I get what you're saying.
Respectfully,
No,
like, I'm
listen.
throwing it out there.
No. Okay, I've done plant medicine before, right?
Okay.
It's just a
Vegan
deep.
drugs?
Plant
No,
medicine, that's
it's just a different type of it.
ayahuasca. No.
I haven't gone that far yet because I might not be here. I won't come back. I promise you. If I did ayahuasca, you would never hear another R&B album from me again. You would never hear another.
When you going to heavy metal?
No. I might. No, but the content would be different. It would be a whole other different situation.
Yeah, I'm scared of ayahuasca.
I'm not. Yeah, I know.
And Will Smith kind of like tried to like gas me, and I was just like, it's not working, Will.
No, I said that.
If I got close. Yeah.
That's why I said.
Nah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like if I did that, I think I would. If anything, I would probably just have a crazy episode of like wanting to get it out of my body quick, and then y'all would see me go through some crazy shit in front of you, and then it would be gone. Like it's just
Nah, but
Yeah.
can you explain further the plant medicine that you
Yeah.
started with?
Oh yeah, for sure. My first one was I started with shrooms. The one I've done but it's like, but in a ceremonial sense, it's a different thing when you do like God dose. You know what I mean? You're secluded and you in your own space. You know, it's just a different level of recognition. You know, with your soul and recognizing yourself in a completely different space and understanding like there's questions that I had that I was able to answer on plant medicine for myself that I wasn't able to answer. You know, being in the normal state where I'm dealing with life, right? And it's really healing, bro, because it allows you to, in a short period of time, live like 10 years of life. Mm-hmm. Go back, literally go in and heal certain parts of yourself that you hadn't paid attention to because it's coming to the forefront in a way where you can't escape it. It's like putting everything in front of you. You know, it's like a cosmic therapist, if you will.
That kind of sounds the way Mike Tyson explained.
Nah,
It's like a cosmic therapist.
No, we're interviewing Mike Tyson. We did shrooms too, right?
Yeah.
But,
on the interview.
Live on the interview.
Wow.
But guess who gave it to us? Mike Tyson.
Wow.
No one's gonna tell Mike Tyson no, right? So like we're in the middle of the interview. He just goes like this.
Yeah, he tells me
That's real shit.
And we're scared, like, cause who the fuck tells no to Mike Tyson, right? And he like kind of like shoves it at us, and I was like,
That's crazy. Man, I love that for y'all. I love that for y'all. That's amazing.
My wife said that was the happiest she's ever seen me. I was running around.
I love that, bro.
Man.
That's fire.
Yeah.
I mean, if we were to be more like vulnerable like that in life, imagine what we'd be able to learn from each other.
Yeah.
If it was that, like, that's, you know, but yeah, no, plant medicine is amazing, bro. It definitely changed my life, and it's almost like I understand this realm a lot better because I understand how I'll say immature. Like if I had to this is an immature realm in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of distractions.
What is distractions? But it's just like it's running from it runs from truth in a lot of ways. So everything is like, you know, it's about magicianship more so than it is about the heart and about like being completely vulnerable, which is hard to do that. You can't do that when you have, you know, people that are out to take advantage of you and completely misunderstand everything you say because they're just not on your level, right, of understanding at some point. But, you know, I think if we make it the norm, if we continue to like bring out the parts of ourselves that we don't really, like if I reward you for the better things you do in life versus the worst things you do in life on a daily basis, even if you go back home in the hood, if people are rewarded for like, if you go to the block and you're like, yo, I just did this fast, I just did this, and people are like, yo, that's fire, bro. We reward you for that. Versus that's corny or that's this. Like just little things like that. Rewarding the better parts of ourselves as humanity. That would change so much, you know what I'm saying, in our society.
Yeah,
it really would. But it also comes with just being real. You know what I'm saying? It's just like no one's gonna change overnight. Like shit don't happen overnight, but reward those little steps that people take.
No, that's real.
No,
I've helped people change like that by understanding, like, all right, cool. Like reward people for like the things that they do that's hard for them, bro. Because everybody don't have the same struggles. Some people really struggle with things that's hard for them. It's hard for them to break them demons. You reward them like, you know, by seeing them like, yo, I see that you working on this, where instead of shunning it or making them feel like, oh, that's corny or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, I was talking to somebody in the hood the other day, and I was like, yo, what's up with homeboys, son? And he was like, this nigga going to college. He think he all smart and shit. What the fuck? What kind of conversation are we having right now? Like, the guy is trying to better himself and go to college, and you saying he think he all smart and shit. I was like, damn,
they just don't calibrate on the same level.
Yeah, it's just it's horrible sometimes.
But I feel like sometimes even I met people smarter than people that go to college, bro. It's not even about college. It's about your own understanding of life and how deep you willing to go down a rabbit hole to understand what's going on, especially today. We live in a completely different world. It's like education is very important, absolutely. But it's also important for you to educate yourself beyond what you learn in school, beyond what your parents taught you, beyond your religion, beyond everything, so you can understand the game that we playing. It's Monopoly and multi-dimensional chess. This is what's going on. But yeah.
Jadakiss or Nas?
He like back to the script, nigga. Yeah.
You got to join with Jada.
As as far as
Whichever criteria you want.
y'all set this up so niggas can drink. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. I get what you got going on, bro. Damn, I kind of got to drink to that, bro. That's kind of crazy.
All right.
Can I sip this?
No, it's not the way this game goes.
That's you want some real Millicent shit.
Yeah, I mean, you can still sip it, but you got to go to the Casa Zoo. We got it for you, baby. Casa Zoo. Nobody orders Casa Zoo. You're the only one.
Classic.
I'm in the resource room.
Because I can't pick.
Salud. Okay. But you got to join with Jadakiss.
Jadakiss is my nigga. It's hard to go.
No,
Like-
but you had a joint with him. Y'all
Yeah.
worked together.
Yeah,
Have you
for
ever
sure.
worked with Nas?
Now, yeah. I worked when I was on his. Was it the last? What album was that, bro? I believe it was the last album that came out, right? The last album that came out.
Like King's Disease.
Yo,
Okay.
King's Disease, bro.
Okay, the second one. Okay.
Walked in the studio. Him and Hit Boy was it. Me and Hit was supposed to work. He was in there working with Nas.
Mm-hmm.
You walk in the studio and you never know who Hit Boy gonna be in with.
Right.
And it was just like he was about to close the album out.
Right.
And I heard a record. He was like, bro, we started vibing in there. I'm like, yo, I'm put some vocals on this right now. Like
Right.
it was one of them things. Like I just cleared the schedule. I'm like, yo, I'm in the studio with Nas. We locked in.
Right.
I put some vocals on the record, and yeah, man, like he's just one. It's Nas is just a different space, bro. You know, he's one of the ghosts of lyricism and storytelling, and you know, he's definitely in my top 4, 1,000%.
Not even 5. Cut
Top
the
4,
5.
bro. Top
I
4.
like that. I've never heard a nigga say top 4.
He's in my
I'm not
top
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. They're gonna bite your shit. So we're gonna give you a
He's my
publisher on
top
it.
4, my
They
boy.
gonna, yeah.
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, okay.
For sure.
All right. Dave Chappelle or Chris Rock?
I'm gonna say Dave Chappelle because I feel like he took more blows for the culture. Like he took more blows for the art. He's not scared.
Respect
He
that.
don't got no fear in him. You know what I'm saying? Like he went to the dark side and came back. I respect people like that because I understand people like that. So it's like, yeah, Dave Chappelle for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that was easy.
Akon or T-Pain without auto-tune?
It was crazy. I mean, I have to go. Like as far as what? Just vocally?
saying, your own criteria.
Vocally?
Yeah, and no auto-tune.
I'm gonna say T-Pain. I'm gonna say T-Pain, bro.
Shout out to Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was in love with a stripper. He's the first nigga that...
He was in love with a stripper.
He was the first person to
You
admit
know,
it, though. Niggas been in love with strippers now. But he was the
So-
first one to admit it.
Yeah.
He definitely was.
Yes. What?
That's what's.
How's still in love right now?
I've been in love with a stripper before. We all been in love. Y'all niggas lying, bro. Y'all niggas been in love with strippers before, bro. They playing, bro. Everybody been in love with a stripper. You know why? Because they accept you for whatever the fuck you
That's
come
right.
with.
That's right.
But that was my younger
You
days.
come from the gym, sweaty balls, they still gonna dance for your ass.
But you know what's crazy about like some of them, like sometimes like they see so much shit, like they just got like they're, you know what's
They're good
crazy about
therapists.
women?
They're
No,
good
this is
therapists.
interesting about women. They are women, whether it's a girl who's never been touched before or a girl who's fucked 1,000 men.
Okay.
Women, I'm being honest with
My
you, bro.
bad.
Women have so much. They hold. I mean, we can make a joke about it, or we can
Yeah. No,
like
that's-
energetically.
Okay.
Women are. You can learn from both sides. Like you can, you know,
Say both
a woman
sides.
who liberates herself from that type of world and gets her light back. Like she's gonna have a lot of. I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying that like on both sides of the experience, she's gonna have a lot of. She's gonna have a lot of stories. She's gonna have a lot of like spirit experience, but like also no, it's not just experience, bro.
I hope she does.
No, but it's just. I'm trying to put it into words. It's just more about It's about the energy that she comes with.
She got energy.
I feel like you're trying to say you can make a whore a housewife. I
No,
feel like
I'm
that's
not
what you're saying.
trying to say that,
Okay,
bro.
my bad.
I'm saying
I misunderstood that. I apologize. Okay.
I feel like they're just gone deeper in some ways.
Okay.
That's necessary for certain types of information. You know what I'm saying? In life. You know what I mean? It's not even those who understand what I'm saying.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's do
I'm saying, you know, both are just as powerful in different ways.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Okay. Rockefeller or Rough Riders?
Damn. I feel like they've both made impacts in different ways. So it's like I'm gonna go with Rough Riders on this one.
Your
I'm
haircut
gonna
says
go with
Rockefeller.
Rough Riders, huh?
No, your haircut says Rockefeller.
Nah, I'm gonna go with Rough Riders on this one.
Jackie says Rough Riders too, though, because it's Michael Jackson toughness.
You know what I'm saying?
So you going Rough Riders?
Yeah, I'm gonna
take a shot because I doubted you. I thought you would win Rockefeller, so I'm gonna.
nah.
You don't have to take a shot.
Yeah, you
I'm
good.
gonna
cheers with you.
You gonna cheers with me? Okay.
I'm gonna go with Rough Riders on this one, bro.
I swore you to pick Rockefeller, bro.
I feel like when I think about, because I'm thinking about the shit that we talked about earlier. Like when I think about Rough Riders, I'm thinking about like the unity. I'm thinking about the fact that I don't think I ever heard. Maybe I missed something. I don't think. I just feel like they was in the streets, bro. I feel like they was like just like really like just more like nigga, we, you know what I'm saying, we locked in. Whereas though respect to Rockefeller and everything, I feel like that was more like, all right, we just get money together. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Rockefellers was on some like, I mean Rough Riders was on some and bikes, like, you know, bike culture in Baltimore is big.
I'm about to say you probably.
I had a bike on my first album. I had a fucking 250 on it, like, so it's like, you know what I'm saying, like we.
The Rough Riders is big in Baltimore. You probably
Big in Baltimore,
you probably
for
seen
sure.
them like as a kid and probably don't even like, you know what I
Nigga,
mean?
what?
Yeah.
It was lit.
Yeah, they were lit. Yep.
It was lit. So yeah.
Yeah.
The video with DMX they shot
Yeah,
in
I-
Baltimore.
That's fire. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Right
Slip.
here.
He shot mad videos there.
Yeah.
All right, this one I did not write this question, but
But
I,
he keeps,
I
yo,
love.
is he capping? He did,
No. I don't even make
yeah.
eye contact. They base it off of you. They watch you for the first 5 questions.
Yeah.
That's how they watch it.
All right, fine.
So this one is a good one. I wish I would have wrote this. Chris Brown or Usher?
That's low key easy.
Huh?
Yeah. Dooey.
Oh shit.
Nah, I would say, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say overall, I'm gonna say CB.
Over Usher.
I'm gonna say CB,
Okay.
and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Now, I'm about to take y'all down a different type
Let's-
of path real quick.
Let's go.
I can see things that most people don't see or choose not to see. And a lot of us can, but we don't talk about it. You know, some people in this life is given paths that are meant to be studied. CB's path is he was given he was just given a different path, bro, and he represents something that I feel like, you know, a lot of times we overlook because of, you know, mistakes that he made. You know, not everybody, but a lot of the world and a lot of people behind the scenes and shit like that, you know. I made some mistakes behind the scenes. I know how those affected me, so I can only imagine what bro deal with, you know. I fuck with Usher, I think, like, talent-wise and team-wise, and you know, he got a different type of army around him, you know. And so, you know, I feel like when CB, or if he wants to really, like, step away focus on himself for like a year. I give him a year because he an alien. He can do it in a year and a half maybe, and really like focus on what God gave him all of the way.
But what do you mean by that?
Bro, like just my nigga, he doing like he's on the run right now. He doing what you know, but it's like sometimes we feel like as artists we gotta. I'm not saying it's how you feel. I'm saying looking from the outside in, right? So I've been here before. Like we gotta keep the shit going. We gotta stay when it's hot. We gotta keep. Mm-hmm. But sometimes we also need to step away and be like, you know what? Let me get my shit. Like let me really like tune into my God energy all the way. If he did that all the way, you would just see a different being. You already see that being, right? You see right now. Mm-hmm. That's why I say CB. And I'm not saying that, like, yeah, that's why I say CB. You get it. You get it, right?
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Just saying.
You got it. You hit that on the nose.
Yeah.
Look up to Chris Brown anyway.
Oh, God.
The Clips or Dog Pound? That's a good versus, by the way.
That would be
That's a good versus.
I'm gonna go with Dog Pound.
Dog Pound?
Yeah.
Okay. Gucci Man or Jeezy?
You motherfuckers.
Sounded like Dirty South.
Yo, okay. Cheers, my brother. Cheers. Yeah.
Big up to both of them too. Jeezy and Gucci.
Big up.
Sam Cooke or Al Green?
Al Green.
Okay.
Love Sam Cooke. Love his soul. I love what he represented in terms of making specific records to liberate us as people. You know,
Sam Cooke?
His thing, Sam Cooke. Yeah, his music was just, Al Green, as a musician and as an artist, as a writer, I would say, somebody I resonate with more.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Tory Lanez or The Weeknd?
Oh, that's because they both from
Canada?
Oh, okay.
I guess so.
You didn't write this.
No, I told you these did.
All of these.
None of these are none. None of these.
You gotta get
I get no
involved.
publishing. No.
involved.
I get no publishing on this. Yeah. It just comes out of my label. That's it. But I get no publishing.
Tory Lanez, bro.
Yeah.
For sure.
Tory Lanez over The Weeknd?
Yeah, bro. What are you talking like? What?
No, I'm not gonna lie. Tory
We're talking
Lanez.
about talent.
Okay.
We're talking about
his own
this
criteria.
nigga Tory is
Yes.
one of the most talented niggas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on, bro.
Yes. Tory.
But obviously, The Weeknd accolade wise,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
See, it's interesting to hear R&B perspective, right? Because see, like when I listen to R&B,
all right,
okay,
if I'm thinking about, so when I'm going about to go do a festival show, and I'm about to go do a show, and I'm like, okay, I'm looking at my team, and I'm like, this is the production, this is the, I'm like in it. Of course, if you would say like production wise and like in terms of mainstream and stardom and like team and this, what is it? The Weeknd, right?
Right.
We talk about raw talent, nigga. Put the mic on, play a beat. I'm gonna write a song in 15 minutes. Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez, I did a feature with him. He sent that shit back in like 5 minutes. Word. Like it was like he wrote this shit already.
talent.
Like and then like I didn't send him the beat or nothing. I just sent it to him. He's like send it to me now. And I was just like, all right, cool. You one of those guys? I was like, all right. And then, I'm used to every party in the industry, so I'm thinking like I'm gonna send it to him and he's just gonna like ghost me. It's like he was like,
Yeah, man.
like I text him, you get it? And he didn't answer me. And then he was like, yes, I got it. And then I was like, what the fuck? Had vocals in there and everything.
Raw
So crazy.
talent, though, bro.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're right. I never got to do that with The Weeknd.
Nah, you good.
I never met The Weeknd. Avant or Genuine? I ain't gonna lie.
Genuine.
I was about to say that.
Genuine.
Come on, nobody fucking with the pony.
Genuine.
Come on.
Yeah.
Patti LaBelle or Aretha Franklin?
This is the first one. I'm like, okay. That's good. That's a good one.
Okay.
Patti or Aretha.
Frankie.
Shit. Cause like me and Patti, that's like auntie. You know what I'm saying? That's personal. But I would go Aretha. Only because I'm gonna say without Aretha there wouldn't be, without Aretha there wouldn't be a Patti. But like, I feel like there was like, I actually did one of her songs on The Masked Singer, and
Did you know Glorilla's? I ain't got no bitch and no nigga ain't got me.
that's from Aretha Franklin.
You know that's from Aretha Franklin?
That's crazy. She's fucking GOAT.
I
That shit
believe
go.
so. Yeah,
Bro, Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, it's from one of them.
So crazy.
She bit
Her
that.
soul, bro. Her music, like she sang, you get like chills through my body listening to her music. Like you can hear the pain in her voice, like in a different way. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Aretha. That's crazy. I didn't know that though.
Yeah.
That's Goaty.
Yeah.
For a new artist to be doing,
Yeah.
that's Goaty.
Yeah. Ooh, that shit. Tyga or Lil Wayne?
What the fuck is going on? Yeah, I tripping Wayne, bro.
Okay. Because if no Wayne, no Tyga? Is that?
Yeah. Say it again?
If it's no Wayne, no Tyga? Or
Nah,
no?
it's not even. I'm just going
Not
off
even?
of just
Yeah.
legacy,
Goat
man.
status. Yeah.
What are you talking about right now?
Okay, so let me change it up a little bit then. Tyga or Big Sean?
Man, I wouldn't even compare these artists, but I would say, lyricism wise, Big Sean.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
We only got a couple
Yeah.
more and we'll go back into the interview.
Yeah.
We got
yeah.
a couple more and we'll go back to the interview about you, but I want
Yeah.
to take shots.
You good.
Okay.
I want to take shots.
Lloyd or Trey Songz? Yeah, where Lloyd been at?
No, hold up. I'm gonna go Trey. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
LA or Miami?
Be honest, man.
Depends on what type of nigga you is, but we'll go with Miami. Just doing some fun shit, like having fun, like good energy. Like if you want to be in the Devil's Den and still go outside and the environment gives you energy back, Miami.
Yeah.
If you want to be in the Devil's Den and the environment don't give you energy back, LA.
Good.
Wow.
Real shit.
Right.
Like in Miami, I can go out and be on Demon Time. When I was on, not on anymore. I don't be on Demon Time. For real.
For real.
And I go outside at 6 a.m. and I sitting under the moonlight and I get all my energy back.
Okay.
In
Miami?
LA,
Okay.
you go outside,
Yeah. This demon.
you ain't getting your energy back, nigga.
Right.
Don't give it away.
Right. That's ill.
So it's,
Scott Storch or Timberland?
Oh, in LA, you get your energy back, but you gotta take it from somebody else. That's the crazy part.
no.
Yeah.
Right.
But you said what?
Scott Storch or Timberland?
Damn. I'm gonna go with Scott Storch.
It's only two more, and then we go back to the
Nasty.
interview. Biz Markie or ODB?
Love Biz, but I'm gonna go with ODB.
Okay. Is there a particular reason why?
I just feel like ODB was just more of a lyricist in a way. I feel like he was been a part of some records. Like I understand him more lyrically in some ways,
Okay. It's fair.
and I feel like I don't know, bro. I look at him and I feel like I see somebody that I know from Baltimore. I see somebody that I know from where I'm from. I don't know, just relative.
Yeah. He's definitely.
Never knew you was gonna ask me this question.
Yeah, he
I seen ODB somewhere in Baltimore.
Yeah. He definitely seems like a Baltimore
But,
dude.
you know,
That's
rest in peace of Biz. Love Biz, bro.
This is the last one. Then we gonna get into back to the interview. This is our favorite. It's called it's loyalty or respect.
Loyalty or respect?
Yeah.
I take respect.
Okay.
I take respect. No, I take loyalty. My bad. I'm gonna retract.
Let's just take a shot, man.
No. I'm gonna take a shot anyway.
Yeah. Let's take a shot.
I'm gonna take loyalty, actually.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Go ahead.
Cheers. I'm gonna tell you why, bro. Because niggas can fake respect. People can fake respect you.
Can they fake loyalty as well?
Not really, because at some point they can fake respect you. Because at some point the loyalty, like you can
You could feel
you
you
gonna
can sense
see
the
it, bro.
loyalty.
I don't know about y'all, but I can see. You know what I'm saying? I can see when the loyalty like fades. I feel like loyalty and respect to me kind of seeps into like they kind of touch each other.
Yeah, that's why I took a shot.
In a way,
Yeah.
like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's cool.
No. Yeah.
But like at the root of it, I'll take the loyalty over the respect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you disrespect me, I can disrespect you worse.
Right.
Right then and there.
But
and then you got to decide, well, hold on, you got to decide if you really want to do that again.
Right.
But loyalty-wise, it's like, I'd rather you be loyal to me because I can fix the respect part. I can't fix the loyalty.
All right.
I feel like that. I feel like I can fix the respect. Even if like, you don't respect me when I'm not around, I can't control that. But when I'm around, I can control it. How you respect me.
That's real.
But the loyalty part is like, you can fuck up a whole bag. You can fuck up generational wealth. You can fuck up a lot. Loyalty, friendship, you know?
Okay. They asked me. I said, do you have questions for Mario? And Rob Marksman, you know who Rob Marksman is?
Rob Marksman.
Well,
I know him by face.
He said, yeah, ask him if he ever got sick of saving the damn princess. Did he ever consider just leaving her ass there?
I have no idea what bro talking about.
I don't know what he's talking about neither. Should I just call him? This is on Twitter.
You said, should you call him? You about to call somebody?
Oh,
No, I know
we
him.
do it.
Yeah.
We do it a
I know
lot.
him because what is he talking about?
He's not
I
lying.
don't know who it is.
Hold on, let's see.
Get it closer to the mic.
Yo, Rob, we don't know what the fuck you talking about. Your question. We got Mario right here.
Rob, where you from?
Rob Marksman from XXL magazine.
Oh, okay.
He used to be
okay.
XXL.
Bro, I ain't been from XXL in mad long.
I'm sorry, man. I just want Mario to know. Mario has no idea what you're talking about.
Dog, I was joking with you, man. I didn't know you was interviewing him now.
Oh no! Oh fuck! Oh, go on. Oh, you talking about Super Mario? Damn, get out of here!
Don't take this out of the interview either, nigga. Keep this shit in there, nigga. Keep this shit in the interview, nigga.
Yeah,
I'm like,
he got me. Okay. He got me good. Let me take a shot for that. Yeah. Oh, you got another bottle?
shit, that went over my head too.
Yeah, because I see y'all taking my... Yo, listen, man. Come on, man. I see y'all.
Oh, he said I was joking.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about Crying Out for Me.
Yeah. What'd you hear when you first heard that record? When you first heard it, what was you like? What was your feelings on it?
I felt like she was crying out for me.
Yeah.
Come on.
Crying out for me. I mean, that record is like, that was like, you know, if you took Mario and Jodeci and put them in one, like that was my Jodeci moment. That was like my version of what Jodeci would have did in R&B at the time. You know what I mean? Shout out to Jasper and Polo the Don. That was that moment, you know, that was like raw. That was like, nah, nigga, this last take, my voice don't got no more, but for me. Like I was cracking, like it was very raw, it was unpolished.
Right.
That was just me, like just really on some real R&B shit. Like, yeah, man.
Okay.
Definitely one of my favorites in the catalog for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about Space? Did you literally
So-
need space?
Space was like, it's off of my new album, Glad You Came, that just came out. What came out in December. But Space is, if you listen to it musically, it's really an ode to like people who like jazz and, you know, jazz and R&B fusion music.
Right.
And this album was like a homage to like music that I was inspired by. It reminds me of my grandfather. My grandfather used to do, if my grandfather was alive, he would have loved to come to the show because he loved to drink.
Okay.
And he loved jazz music.
God damn it.
No. My grandfather, he grew up in Baltimore.
Right.
He worked at a beer refinery since he was like 14 years old. So like he was really, you know, he was in that shit. Like he, you know, you go to his house, always neat, house neat. He had a bar, played jazz music, records. He put me on the jazz early on when I was a kid. Anytime I go over there, it was come to the bar, listen to jazz and talk about whatever.
Dope.
But you know, when I listened to the track that Benny X sent me, it kind of reminded me of my grandfather. You know what I'm saying? And I was inspired by it. I'm like, yo, I got to put this on the album. So me and James Fauntleroy went in, and Space is really just about inviting somebody into your space. It's like we creating this space, and you know, I'm big on understanding how to control my world, my 360. So like behind the scenes, it's like it just relates to my life and how I move in general. Just like, you know, controlling your space, bro. You know, so yeah.
Is Moe's the best restaurant in Baltimore? Bless you. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Moe's with
yeah,
the
yeah.
big seafood.
Yeah, bro. It's one. It's definitely one.
They got my
For
picture
sure.
up there.
They got your picture in
Got my
Moe's?
picture in Moe's, yeah.
You made it.
I'm
bro.
a legend.
You're a young legend.
That's my favorite restaurant.
That's fire. But Moe's is like, it's been around for a long time.
Yes.
So it's like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I used to go to Mo, like Captain James. I used to go like late night type shit. But like, yeah, Moe's is definitely up there. That's
It's up
fire.
there? All right,
Yeah,
cool. Because I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I can't like drive through. Like if I'm driving through, I gotta
Yeah.
stop and I make sure my picture's still up there.
Yeah.
Clean it and shit with some Windex on the
That's
joint.
fire.
You know what I'm saying?
That's hard.
Be like,
That's
yo, you know what I mean?
legendary.
Yeah.
It's legendary.
Yeah.
It's
You know I know
legendary.
my shit. Come on. Make some
God.
love Baltimore, goddammit.
Oh, God. What you get? When you went there, what was your?
What did I get? I get the lobster tail with the cheese on top of it, with the
crab.
all the crab with the melted
yeah.
butter. Oh, I gained 12 pounds.
Oh, God.
No problem. Like right
just
then and
run-
there.
run
Like
around the harbor,
we don't have to
you'll be
wait till
aight.
tomorrow. Like it happens right there. Oh, I love it. I love Baltimore. And by the way, because people just say Baltimore with the crabs.
Yeah.
Baltimore actually has some of the best seafood in the world.
sure.
Not just the crab.
1000%.
I'm a represent for y'all because
you travel.
Yes. Everyone just
Because it
gives
comes
y'all
with
props on the crab.
because it's fresh, bro.
Yes,
It's
yes.
right from the Chesapeake. It's
Right,
fresh,
right.
And the seasoning, everything is there. It's right,
Right.
then and there. Yeah.
Right,
But
but it's-
everything else got to get imported certain times.
Yes.
Yeah. Like,
Yes, but Baltimore got seafood
For sure.
crazy. So all right, now this is one of the best records in the history of the world.
Wow, bro. In the history of the world.
In the history of the world. This is when every guy should, when they meet their girl, sometimes you can just meet a girl and be like, that's my soulmate. Even if it was for
2 seconds?
2 years, for 2 seconds or whatever.
But it be like
you
that sometimes.
should let me love you. Come on.
Yeah.
And they play
Like-
in Miami every day.
I'm going to be
It's such a
honest with you.
blessing.
Every
It's such a
day.
blessing.
Every
That-
day.
It's such a blessing.
Like that shit right there. Like, I'm going to be
You know,
honest.
as an artist,
Yes.
to have a record like that in your catalog, it's so unique, and
That's going to be played at every wedding.
it's an unidentified object. It's an alien in your catalog. Every wedding,
Every wedding.
Just-
Baby shower.
setting the mood.
Setting the mood.
Revealing. What's that shit called? The revealing?
Yes, the yeah, gender reveal. Yeah,
Gender reveal.
absolutely. It's
He did a reveal.
yeah,
Y'all know what I meant.
man.
Everywhere. Like, listen.
crazy.
There's nothing nowhere that record can't be played.
Yeah,
Like even in the ball game.
yeah.
Ball game, guy proposes to his girl.
Yeah.
You should let me love you. Like, and there's nothing. There's no scenario. You win an Atari,
Bro, you can sing
should
the
let
hook at
me
least.
love
The hook
you.
at least. You can sing to your child, your mom,
Yes.
your girlfriend,
Your
you know,
food.
it's just your food. It's just a.
Yeah, damn, that's different.
It's just a
Nigga said it's
statement.
smooth.
You see my boy?
I wasn't
That nigga hungry right now,
I wasn't
bro.
ready for that.
How many
Damn, let me
times
take a
have I
shot for
been
that
there?
one. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that
Nah,
one.
it's
but
I think it's to be studied. I think it's definitely to be studied. And as a writer, as a somebody who like has been more instrumental writing wise, like I've been studying different types of records, and I think it's still a record to be studied in terms of its simplicity and its impact. You know what I'm saying? Let Me Love You it's just a classic, bro. It's an omnipresent, spiritual record.
Right.
That shit is like got its own. It's crazy, bro.
How many times do you perform it at night? Do you perform more than once, or you just do?
You say at night?
I mean, like when you perform, like yeah. Like
Encore, we bring it back.
Like It's
twice. I do it twice.
Okay,
but I do one with the record and one acapella.
Oh, hard.
Yeah,
and then
that's usually how it happens.
And that's when the girls go ah.
Yeah, and that's when the umbilical cord is like like an umbilical.
No, that is a real like it's a real universal record. Like it's a global record. I don't think I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah,
I don't think that record would never die.
No, they
because
play every day.
It's such a blessing.
Because there's someone somewhere that's always to let you love them. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere, like no matter
even
what.
when you don't know you need love.
Yeah.
Even when you don't know you want it. Nah, it's crazy, man. It's I never get tired of performing it. I never get tired of seeing people like in that space. And, like no matter what they going through. I've been in the biggest audiences in the world. And I've been in southern clubs with just dark energy. You know what I'm saying? And you still seeing like gangsters singing a record. Like you still seeing.
I'm say that. Go ahead.
You know, it's just like love is universal, bro.
It's real.
It's like you can't even change. Like and it's crazy because you like at times there was a time as an R&B artist when you look at the charts and you look at the things like, damn, they ain't fucking with R&B no more. Like shit dark out here for us. Why the numbers looking like this? Why they offering me only for the show? What the fuck is going on? Because hip hop was just going so crazy, niggas ain't want to come out, like, you know. And even if they did want to come out, the promoters didn't want to pay you for, you know, what you deserve. You know what I'm saying? But like now, this shit is just it's different. R&B is like respected again and it's back, and it's just, you know, I think it's records like "Let Me Love You" that's a part of the reason why R&B is still alive, because they still play it on mainstream radio today. They still one of the few that they still champion and be proud to play without the red tape. You know what I'm saying? And that's a blessing to have one of those records, because not everybody has that. You know what I'm saying? Especially for my you know, my when I first came out, like the artists that came out when I came out. But you know, I don't plan on stopping anytime soon, bro. Like this, I was meant for this.
Yeah, we don't want you to.
I was meant for, you know, the resilience that it take to be an artist. You know, everything that I grew up seeing and been through, all that. It made me a soldier,
Right.
for, you know, fighting through whatever it take to keep your train moving.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to keep it moving. You know what I mean? And obviously those records are a superpower, but the new music and having, you know, just having the platform and having the talent, you know,
Well, let me tell
that
you
cuts through. Yeah, I used to sing that record still, and it's like hitting those notes. Some nights it's harder than others, but it's like I still feel like when I first heard the record, I still feel like when I first sang it in the studio, I still feel that
Right.
that love for it is still there. And I'm like, damn, through everything I've been through, I still got the love for it. That's all God, bro.
Nope, that's right.
Because sometimes you can, like, you know, you get numb. Like, certain points you just get numb. You just going through the... How many blunts, nigga? How many blunts you got right there, bro?
We're still going. We're still going. We're still going.
Damn,
We're
why
still
you
going.
different?
We're still going.
But yo,
In the role you play as an artist now, if there's an up-and-coming artist and they want to redo it, is that untouchable?
if they want to redo the record,
Yeah, that one.
great question.
That particular song.
Great question.
the redo it doesn't sing it over, or redo it doesn't use the... I think any classic is kind of untouchable in general,
Right.
but you can... You know, it's like... It's
Like a young Mario
it's like
coming.
if you know when you date somebody,
Yeah.
and then you might, like 5 years later, y'all might have a little moment. You're like, it ain't the same.
All right.
But it's still, you remember it.
Right,
It's like,
right.
oh, this shit, you was my little...
Oh no, the love and respect is there.
It's
That's
still
why he
there.
wants to honor you and do
Yeah.
that track. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
still
Like,
there. But
when
it's
you
not the same.
It's never gonna be the
No,
same.
no. But I think that's the beautiful part about making classics, bro. The whole point is, like,
Don't touch it.
No. Like
Okay.
if it's done right, it can be a moment for the
I
generation,
understand.
bro. Like I'm
I
not
don't like when people touch my records, but if it's done right,
if it's done right. I've had at least 50 to 70 artists over the course of my career hit me to be like, yo, I want you to redo this joint. I'm like, no.
Okay.
It's gotta be the right. And maybe it doesn't need it. Who knows?
But let me tell you the beauty about that record. Like, you know, most of the time when it's a hit record, you know, in R&B, you know, the females claim it. And the females claim it. Like they claim like this is their record. You hardly ever get to see like guys step up and be like, I like this record, I'm fucking with this record.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the first record that I've ever seen like dogs, but you should like they singing gangster and everything. Like
Trying to tell you.
Yeah, they singing gangster and everything. Like I'm like that's the first time I kind of seen guys claim it. Like you know what I mean? Like
Nice
like and accept their vulnerability, accept their what's Ralph Transmit said, their sensitivity. You know what I'm saying? Accept that, like, but claim it though. Like, you know, that's why this record is very, very special.
But you know why though? It's because it's toxic. At the root of it.
Love is toxic?
No, nigga.
Okay, the record. All right.
She talked about taking another nigga bitch.
Okay, damn. Oh shit, I forgot that part. I forgot that part.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Nah, but it's you know, it's a love with a little bit of toxicity in it.
Right.
It's like, but it's like, I don't know if you, it just depends on where they at, you know, in the relationship. It's like, you know, yeah, you don't believe his stories, you know that they're all lies. It's like, you catching her when she weak. When he out of town, he done fucked up. You know, it's like, women are interesting creatures, man. I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
Cause like a good woman, right? When she locked in with her dude all the way, she might entertain some shit. And some of the ladies gonna look at this and be like, nah, that's not true. A good woman will never entertain. Oh boy. It's like her level of entertaining may be responding back to a text that she been ignoring for fucking a whole year, nigga. Whereas though another level of entertainment for a woman could be going out to meet a nigga at a gas station. Who knows, right? But I'm saying that Let Me Love You, the conversation on the verses for those moments when a nigga fucking up in a relationship or he just not as present.
Yeah, you meeting him up at the gas station.
And you
No, the main dude was fucking up.
Okay.
And like, that nigga that she been ghosting for the last 6 months, he slide in for a second.
Pay
Right?
the rent.
Nah, no. No, she not just major, he paying the rent, whatever. Right, yo, okay.
Like set it off. Remember set it off? Remember set it off?
Yeah.
They ain't one of them.
You talking about two different scenarios,
I know, I'm
but I
fucking
get what you're saying though, yeah. But yeah, it's that, whatever scenario it is, it's that little quick space where it's like, she might do something she wouldn't normally do. You should let me love you, right? Or it's just simple, like everybody interpret music different. It could be a girl that's single that she been celibate for a whole year, and she finally meet one out of the 100 guys that try to talk to her. That's like what's up? Like, man, like he might get that chance, right? You know, so it's all relative. It's just that's what make the record crazy, bro. It just it can fit in so many scenarios. Yeah.
But the hook is so universal.
It's universal, bro.
It goes on. What's this? Good.
Bro, you a different type of nigga, man. Yeah. All right, man.
We celebrating you tonight, Mario.
Nah, man. Shout out to the whole squad.
We celebrating you tonight, brother. We got so proud of you, man.
Thank you, brother.
Keep doing it. Continue to do it. We got some more joints.
Nah, we good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
As far as like bar for bar, you one of the top 2 in New York, bro.
Yeah?
Bar for bar. Jadakiss for sure.
Who's the other one?
Put that in there, bro. I don't even know who the other one is yet. I don't know, but Jada top 2, bro.
Okay.
Bar for bar.
Top 2.
In New York. In New York, like his you know, maybe top 3.
Okay, yeah.
Give me that space. But yeah, Jada, that's my nigga, bro.
Yeah, hold on. All right.
Yeah.
Somebody else featuring Nicki Minaj. How did that come about? That's when she was like first start bubbling, correct? Or she was already?
Nah, she was already Nicki,
lit?
bro.
Okay.
She was already lit.
Okay.
You know. This is I was in Atlanta. I was in between albums. And again, I'm always looking for records to like kind of reinvent my conversation. If you look at my catalog, you'll hear just like different conversations throughout my career. Tapped in with Polo, went to see him. He played me this record. I got it off the bat. I'm like, okay. And this was a time where I was looking to really reconstruct my relationship internally with RCA, like from a creative control aspect. And I brought this record to the table. We recorded a record in Atlanta with Polo. I sent it to Nikki. She loved it off top.
Involved with this?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, Mark wasn't involved with it. Nah.
Yeah.
And
you sent it to Nikki.
yeah, we sent it to her. She sent the record back in like 2-3 days. She loved it. When Nikki loved a record, she would fuck with it or she don't. But bro,
your first time working with her?
This was
Okay.
This was my first time working with Nikki.
Continue.
Yeah, first time.
Okay.
And I felt like the record had it had a special conversation in it in terms of the lyric, but also energetically and production wise. It was grungy, but it was also soulful. And I'm like, yo, I want to put a female on this record because I feel like it's not enough conversations, with females and males that's like classic moments. I saw a big vision for this record, like huge vision. I had the video treatment done, everything done for it, And this moment was really the moment that made me turn away from like major labels at that time because they didn't get it.
Your label or her label?
My label didn't get it at the time. And I'm like, yo, this record is so timeless and it's so special, and yeah, bro. But Nikki came through, bro. She killed it, and that video that we put out wasn't even my concept. Like that, the video that came out was completely different from the concept I had for the video and what I wrote for the treatment. Because I knew that me and her being on the record at the time was
huge.
Visually, it was important. Everything, the whole story, everything was super important. So, it was just one of those moments and that was the last record I put out with RCA before I went independent. I literally asked to go independent after that. It was one of those moments.
Like they didn't honor you,
I just felt like it was these type of moments just don't. These type of alignments. It's like when a planet line up with a planet. It's like those things just don't happen.
Right.
As artists, we're like different solar systems and shit. We got so much energy moving around. It's like not to put us on but it's like when planets align, you gotta respect that.
Right.
And like put it in perspective and understand what's happening.
Right.
And so it was one of those moments where I was like, I bet, like I need to be able to move how I need to move. Yeah. But it's never like it's still a special record, it's still incredible, but the impact could have been way bigger than what it was. And still to this day, it's still one of the ones. I still got it in my show for sure. Yeah.
Speaking of being independent, you've been around both eras, physical copy and streaming. What do you think about streaming today?
What do I think about it is, if I was in a room on both sides, I feel like there's one side where it's like the people that don't make the music is like, oh yeah, how can we eat off of this shit on another level before anybody else? And then there's another side that's saying like, yo, how can we protect ourselves from them eating off our shit? If I was in this room over here, when they I wish I was in that room amongst that conversation. It's just like, bro, I don't know what happened. I wasn't in neither one of those rooms. But I wish that we would have won the battle.
From streaming?
Yes. I wish that we would have won the battle. But I feel like we will in the future. I wish that we would have won the battle as artists, as entrepreneurs, as people who, influence the game, influence the culture, I wish I would have had the mindset I have, but with the power to make the moves back then. Because my mindset is global. My mindset is, freedom, generational wealth. But I didn't have the power to make those types of moves. But I know somebody did, and then maybe it didn't work. But streaming is obviously something that
it's not
affects a lot of us.
It's in the artist's favor.
It's not in the artist's favor at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't think it is. Like even for independent artists, I don't think it is, bro. Yeah. It costs too much in this because then you have all the other agencies that like became popular. You know, you got like 3-4 steps of people that are eating off of you putting out a record. You know what I'm saying? You got all this shit behind the scenes. You got all the other agencies and marketing. Like it created a lot of ways for other people to make more money than the artists sometimes make, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So some artists, not all artists, but you know, the blessing of having like a catalog is different. Because whether I stream 100 million on the album or not, I still go out and tour. Relevancy is more important than sometimes the streams. Mm-hmm. If you're working and you're moving and you're making the right moves, you can still make incredible money. That's not a thing. But in terms of like fairness of streaming, because you asked me about streaming, right. It's unfair.
Yeah.
It's unfair, bro. It's raping the game. They raping the game. For years, you know. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it's going to turn around. And then when it turn around, all those companies that bought a lot of people's publishing and all that shit, they about to eat crazy. And hopefully you kept some of it so we can eat. I mean?
So God comes down from earth.
God did come down.
And
he came down from the heavens.
He got on chancletas.
Yeah.
And he say, Mario, you need to make one record. Save humanity. One record. I'm gonna give you one producer, and I'm gonna give you one artist.
Damn. Okay.
Who was you picking?
Dead or alive?
That's the part I was hoping
asking.
you didn't ask. You're very sharp. Yes, dead or alive. You can have that.
Bet.
I'll give you that.
God says yes.
One record. Quincy Jones.
I'm glad.
For sure. You said one artist and one writer?
Yeah, one artist and one producer.
One artist and one producer. Quincy Jones.
You can have a writer too if you want.
You gotta add that in.
Yeah, you can have a writer too.
If it's needed. Yeah, Quincy Jones.
As production.
Quincy Jones. I'm gonna say. Damn.
The feature or the writer?
No, I'm gonna go artist. I'm gonna go to artist next.
Artist.
Quincy Jones. And then Quincy Jones. Stevie Wonder.
Oh.
Okay. I know you did.
Quincy.
Quincy. It could be Marvin too. Honestly. It's a good call. Cause yeah. But I'm gonna go Stevie. Quincy, Stevie.
And then you got a writer now.
I'm gonna go Marvin as the writer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Quincy, Stevie, Marvin.
Sounds like a hit to me, folks.
Yeah.
Humanity's saved.
Yeah,
humanity's
I'm gonna go Quincy, Stevie.
So you ain't got another shot? He don't got another shot? Oh, yeah. You just saved humanity. Why?
You know what I'm saying? We got to
why wouldn't, like, you know what I mean? Sure. Like, why wouldn't we just take a goddamn shot?
So
let me ask you. And boy,
what's up?
If I was ever asked this question back then, I wouldn't know how to answer it, right? But you know, as I mature and I you know, I got to different levels in life, I realized that this question that I'm about to ask you, I have a lot of different answers to this.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you wish you could have did better or like didn't do? Like you know what I mean? Like, all right, let me break it down for you a little bit.
Yeah.
All of us coming from the hood, at one point, we don't think our shit stinks once we start making a certain level, right?
Absolutely.
Certain level.
Yeah, for sure.
And even your friends, sometimes your friends can kind of tell you, but they're not living what you're going through, right? So all of us kind of like goes through a certain process that we have to kind of learn. Is there anything that you ever did? But like, there's so many things like, for instance, like I'm in the airport with my friend Tata, and Tata says to me, "Man, I want this girl to do a remix for your song." And I was like, and like, yeah, don't worry about it. If you just give her 15 grand, it should be good.
Yeah.
And I was like, 15 grand? And I was like, nah, I'm not giving this 15 grand. You know who that girl wound up being?
Rihanna?
Yeah. Look at his face.
I'm just laughing because I know how you probably felt, but
like what I'm saying is, you ever been in your own bag where you fucking up your own bag that much?
I've probably been in there a couple times, even know about it. But then too, like bro, for sure.
Right.
I was in living in Jersey at the time.
Okay.
Around the time Just a Friend came out. Mm-hmm. Jay had like 2 shows in Madison Square Garden.
We say Jay, you talking about
Jay-Z.
Okay, yes.
And he wanted me to come out on his set and would meet me and all that and child, whatever. And at the time I was dating this girl in Jersey. And the night that they wanted me to come out, I had already had plans for her. So at the time, my manager hit me like, yo, look, you gotta put this shit on. Jay wants you to come out. Ooh. I was like, I can't.
Wait, is this Madison Square Garden?
Bro, this Madison Square Garden, bro. Mind you, Just a Friend is out. It's moving.
And it's moving. It's lit.
But I just came from promo too. So, I'm in some, Dominican, Puerto Rican vibes type shit. Washington Heights energy.
Yeah. That's Dominican.
But in Jersey, though.
Okay, Jersey.
No, it's just Dominican and Puerto Rican.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. This makes noise for you.
I know. They got
My fault. I think you're confused.
I'm not confused at all.
Let me help you out.
Nah,
okay,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay.
But and I passed up on that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was, I don't know if Jay took that some type of way, but I was young. I was young, bro. I was young, having fun. Yeah, and certain things, but I don't know how. I never got an invite to
that might be it.
Nah, I don't know. That's it. I think that's just timing. But yeah, that was one.
Right. Okay, you got
been a couple, bro. I was wild when I was younger, bro. I was just. I didn't care as much, but I was numb, bro. I had a great voice. I was having a good time. I was a young artist, but I wasn't aware of my power at the time. I wasn't aware of who I was in the world. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. I made a lot of mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes those things do haunt you behind the scenes, and you don't know, and you know that,
right? Of course,
right?
Of course.
Maybe it does.
Right.
All I know is I learn from my mistakes. I keep it moving, and I'm never stopping.
All right.
What I do, you know, but you live and you learn, bro.
Hell yeah, salute. I'm gonna take a shot.
Salute. Yeah.
No. You go over there,
bro. Listen.
You know. Look how little yours is. Look how look a shot. Look a shot.
Respect for Jane Trent.
Yeah. And look at that. That's that sake.
Wait, hold on. So you drink it? Wait, let me move over from this.
Okay.
I know how to deal with this later.
Okay,
I can deal with those demons.
All right.
But let me
you want
try this sake real quick.
Sake? Okay, you want some sake?
Yeah.
Welcome home.
Let me
home.
Let me see what you got going on over there. I mean, I know you drink. What? How you deal with this? What you doing for your liver?
Wisdom told me.
What you doing for your liver?
I don't want to say it on camera. I want people to think I'm fucked up. Yeah,
nah, you good.
But
I get it.
Wizard said there's only 2 alcohols that's uppers. It's tequila and sake. Everything else is downers. So since he said that, I kind of makes sense to me.
Nah, for sure.
And I've been fuck it.
Sake it is.
Sake it is.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Depending
you think it's
on
a sake?
who you are.
All right now.
Sure.
And by the way, it's an upper. It's like
it's lighter.
Yeah,
it's lighter.
It's lighter. It's still good there.
Yeah, if you drink enough of them, right?
Yeah. And these motherfuckers was drinking my shit over there. They thought I ain't see them. Nah. But I chose you.
I choose you.
I choose
okay.
you. Yes. Let's talk about that.
This was Babyface introducing me to writing in a different way, man. Shout out to Babyface, man. We work.
I love how he just
together.
be flossing. He just be flossing.
Babyface on the show.
Yeah.
Babyface is one of the most simple. He makes writing sound so simple, but he has over 100 hits, number 1 hits.
Wow.
So it's I'm asking him questions like, okay, what makes a hit? He's keeping it so simple and talking about just the simplicity of having a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you see him do it, it's like, I think because of how I think, I make it more intricate the way I write sometimes, especially on this new album.
Mm-hmm.
But like now I'm trying to adopt this conversational aspect of writing. Because writing music is, of course, once you get a song written, you want to perfect it, you know. But it's as simple as having a conversation.
Right.
The best records are you can write the lyrics down and read them, and it just looks like a conversation. But in the studio, you're dealing with life, you're dealing with your own thoughts. So you got to kind of like, you got to take yourself and like, you got to open up your mind and open up a pathway where it's like, okay, if I was just a normal person, how would I have this conversation, but then still be genius at the same time? So I feel like being an artist, Babyface mastered kind of like that space, bro. I work with him on I Choose You. He produced and helped produce it.
Okay.
He played the guitar on it.
Okay.
And helped write the record. We wrote the record in the studio together, bro. And it was one of the best sessions I ever had, bro. In terms of R&B, and just how easy he made the process. How fun it was. How easy the process was to actually creating a record like I Choose You. And you know, he's got a gift that I feel like. You know what? Neo reminds me of that in some ways. The way he approached writing music. I'm gonna be honest. Like he kind of is like our generation of what Babyface was doing. Oh, wow. I always tell him that. Cause his shit is super simple. He writes records that are conversations. You know what I'm saying? But Babyface, I think he was more romantic in his approach. Which is why I Choose You feels like, you know, it feels like that. That's a record when I perform, I'm like, Roses out, you know.
You give out roses on stage?
On that record, yeah. Okay. For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of them records.
How about Closer?
So you telling me records that you listen? These are the records that you
records I'm into, nigga. Let's go.
Oh God. Because I'm like, a lot of people don't know about some of these records these days. Like,
come on,
this is his playlist.
This is my playlist, man. Jesus, man, stop blowing me up.
Y'all got, Hey, listen to that Noriega playlist. Get you right, ladies. You know what I'm saying? That Noriega playlist get you right.
That's right.
Nah, Closer. Shout out to the homie Terrell.
I also have a record called Closer.
Okay.
So, yeah. But mine's is 1996. I'm old.
Man, you know this shit. I'm sure the shit still.
That's right.
Still go, but yeah, Closer's fire. That record's on the album I put out independently. Actually, during the pandemic, bro. During the fucking pandemic, you know, it was. I'm like, yo, I gotta put a project out. I was working on so much music.
Right.
And I was sitting on a lot of music. And before the pandemic, I think it was right before, me, Tehran, I went in the studio to make it like a few records. And I just made an EP out of it called Closer to Mars. So a couple of really incredible R&B records are on that album. If you haven't heard it yet, go check it out. Closer to Mars, great R&B album. You know what I mean? Definitely, you know, one of them bedroom records. Also, you can get lit to it. It's you know, Mars, the record Mars. Mars is my name in Latin. So I wrote the record based on, like, I'm bringing you to Mars, like, bringing you to my world, like, type shit, but whatever. But, like, it's a very good R&B album, bro. You know, and if Noriega bringing it up, you know what I'm saying?
That's right. But let me ask you, because the biggest thing for me, right, I went through the same transition, right? I was on a major label. Yeah. I love the major labels. It was kind of coming down. I went independent. You know what I mean? Everyone thought it was the glitz and glamour. Oh, you know, independent, I'm gonna get all my money. But you don't understand is you have to work.
Nigga, I waste so much money on my first independent album.
Wow.
Of my own money.
Wow.
I went independent when it was just starting to get popping, like popular.
So you had to be like the example, basically. Okay.
Shout out to Ghazi, man. Empire.
Ghazi, Empire Records? That's my people's. Okay.
That's my nigga.
Okay, Nima,
Ghazi. Tina wasn't there at the time.
Tina
though.
Davis wasn't there.
That's how. Early. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But like, man, it was one of the great. I look at life like this, bro. Like I'm really like, that wasn't a waste to me.
Okay.
Me spending. I spent $400,000 on the album.
Wow. So meaning they provided the distribution though.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, but you
I spent
paid for the promotion.
money,
videos?
like 400,000 plus on it. Because I was still doing shit I was doing as an artist. Like I was still going to the fucking big studios. I was still going to, you know what I'm saying?
Seasons?
Paramount. Still, I was living in LA, so I was going home and going to, but
Okay.
a night at the studio, and you know,
okay.
$2,500 engineer. I didn't yet understand I didn't understand how to play Monopoly with it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was kind of like chess, because I was like, that moment was for me to learn the business of being a boss, being your own boss. And so now I understand how to play with numbers in a completely different way. So it wasn't a loss for me.
Right.
Coming out of my pocket, doing this and this and that, and you know what I'm saying, recouping that. So
I was
that's
about to say, did you recoup that?
yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But it took
Took some time.
a lot.
You had to look at yourself, like, what am I doing?
Like you said, go back to what you said. You thinking you independent, you about to get that's not how it works, bro. You gotta plant the seeds before you see it grow. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes those seeds take time, and then on top of that, you gotta move as if you gotta envision it already there.
Yeah.
You gotta move, and you still got money to spend, by the way.
Yep.
And make, you know, but luckily, again, this is the beauty of having a catalog, because I can still go and do shows and make my money, do partnerships, and then be smart about how I do. You know, that's the blessing in it.
But talk to an artist. Talk to an artist who go through who's about to go through what me and you just went through, right? If you had a choice. Now I'm not going to tell you what I'm gonna do, because I want to hear yours. But if you had a choice, at this pivotal moment, where you said I could either stay independent and I could go with such or do it, or I can stay with a major.
When you say stay, all right, you talking about a new artist? You talking about? It's different, bro.
No, I'm talking about seasoned artists. I'm talking about
okay.
I'm talking about you in particular.
Okay.
Like, what would you have done? Like now knowing your experience.
All right, this is what I would say.
Okay.
Outside of your artistry, outside of you being an artist, right? What else are you doing outside of music? Do you have a good team? Do you got good credit? Do you have good, you know what I mean, business? Like, are you investing in different, like, what are you doing? Because I ain't doing that. Are you scamming? Whatever you're doing to make your money. Like, do you have money to play with outside of that, to where as though you could say, like, and you know, I bet I'm going to use the machine, but I'm not going to take a lot of money. But I'm definitely going to use the machine. Because I got $1 million over here to live off, and another 500 to whatever your number is to put into a project.
Right.
If you have that, I would say don't take a lot of money from the label. Use the services. Take enough. I don't even know if I'm saying too much. But take enough to where though it's like, until we get to the point where we 100% don't need the politics anymore.
Okay.
Because people say, oh, you won't need it. It's the politics is still there.
Okay.
We ain't there yet. We might be there soon, but we ain't there yet.
So let me ask you. We all know this rumor, right? That it takes like 100,000 to 175,000 to make a hit record.
I don't even know if that's true no more, bro. I think it just depends on your relationship, bro.
I'm asking. I'm asking, because back then, that's how it was.
Well, back then it was cut and dry.
It was cut and dry.
It was like, all right, nigga, we know, yeah.
You pay 150, you automatically
crazy how
add
the
to like
politics
30,
change, though.
30 stations.
Shit crazy how it changed.
30 stations.
Yeah,
right now,
for sure.
I don't know how you pay that 150 and you automatically add it to the Spotify playlist, or you automatically add it to the iTunes.
It's about relationships, bro.
Yeah.
Because money.
Right.
But like, I think it's more about relationships and like, you know, the bread, but the relationships too, bro. You know,
because right now, what do you think is more about? Is it more about the playlist, or is it more about the actual radio?
I think it's about your relationship with your fans.
Okay.
Mixed with everything else.
Okay.
How you perceived, how hard you work, how people will receive your music, how people feel about you overall, like their relationship with your music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because some artists, I'm like, damn, like, I don't know what artists, like, don't ask me, I'm a little lit right now. But like, some artists, they have the music, but they don't have the relationship. And then you go, you know, they can sell, some artists can sell tickets, some artists can stream records.
Right.
It depends on your relationship with the whole situation. Right. You know, it depends on how you brand yourself. It depends on what you've been putting energy into. Some artists are great touring artists, but they don't necessarily stream well. Some artists stream great, but then they can't go on tour and sell tickets. So You got to create your reality in this shit. You know what I mean? Like right now, we have that chance to do that.
Is radio still necessary?
If you can afford it. If you can afford it.
Yeah.
Just for the... Yeah, if you can afford to just... What you talking about, like, mainstream? You talking about top 40? What you talking about?
I'm talking about period because like yesterday I went to New York City. Was it yesterday? Day before yesterday.
I think the expectation for major artists is to break records at top 40 and be on radio and be a top major artist. Like artists that are like, you know, artists like myself or somebody that's been in the game for a long time. It's like, oh, if you don't have a record at top 40, then you have him.
Right.
For me, I identify success with the overall, your personal life and your business life and your artist life. It's not even about what's going on the internet no more, bro. Mm-hmm. I can promise you that I haven't had a hit and I stopped counting the years. But I've had motion, and the way that I think and the way that I move outside of music and my relationships and the things that I invest in, certain things, like I don't I love music. I do it because I love it, and I do it because it's quick. It's like, to me, music is the equivalent of street money. I can leave here tomorrow and go make 80,000, 100,000 at a show.
Fire.
You feel me? But I don't have a hit. But then
because the audience.
I wish, and I'm so grateful for it. Thank you, guys. Thank you to the fans. Thank you so much. Well, I'm saying that to say that.
You need to take your sake.
But I'm saying that to say, bro, I've evolved as a being. There's so many other things that I'm into outside of music, business-wise, that I don't have the... I make the time for it, but it's harder because as an artist, you gotta go to the show. You gotta be present. You gotta be at the production meetings. You gotta be... And I wish that's something... Like, I'm like, damn, I wish I had 2 days to spare so I can focus on this other business venture. That's about to make me 20 million.
That's where the team comes in.
And so, not for sure, 1,000%. And then, so it's like, it's blessed to have both sides, but I'm where I'm at mentally now is a different place. So it's a blessing to have the catalog, you know what I'm saying, and to have the work ethic and to also have the self-awareness that protects your energy. So you got the energy to not sleep for, you know, a whole night and still get up and come to Drink Tramps the next day. These last 3 days have been crazy. I had shows all weekend for Juneteenth. I had shows all weekend. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro. It's all of it matters. All of it matters. It's just your life at this point in time in life, it ain't about just being an artist. It's about your whole setup of life. It's Monopoly. It's chess. It's like how you setting your whole life up. Fuck the smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
Real life shit.
Now, I could truly see that you're a person, whether in the beginning or at the end or wherever it is, that you learn how to play the game and you didn't let the game play you.
My brother, man, that's not how, nigga, I shot to that. That's the shit.
Salute. Nah, that's serious.
Man, listen.
But you don't understand, I've been in this game 27 years. I've seen, like that, huh? It's called Heavenly Saki. I don't work for them, not yet. I'm throwing my hat in the ring.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's like a little, tastes like agave in, like a sweet,
Yeah.
It's cool. But yeah, man. But that's the...
Nah, but
you definitely can't let the game play you.
Nah, because you know why?
If I have a son one day, I'm teaching him Monopoly and chess off top. Putting books in front of him off top. You know?
Oh, you got a daughter though, right?
No, I don't got no kids yet.
No kids? Okay. I seen you say that on the Breakfast Club. I thought you was shooting the club.
Seedless grapes.
Yeah.
Seedless grapes.
Crazy. People been saying Happy Father's Day to me too. Maybe it's something brewing. I don't know. It could be something
you on
happening.
Sunday section. He doesn't have his shit don't work.
Seedless grapes.
His shit don't work. You been having abortions
That's
going on,
crazy.
right?
Oh my God.
He ain't having an abortion in 22 years. This nigga shit has been. We go. Hey, Mr. Lee, don't laugh too hard. Don't you laugh too hard. He's 59. This is different. These niggas.
Man, shout out to all the moms and dads out there, you know, handling their responsibility, protecting these kids, man.
Go ahead and do
I think kids is the most vulnerable. They're some of the most vulnerable in our societies, you know, kids. Because the world is like, you know, they don't even understand what's happening in the world all the way, you know what I'm saying? And we're on the front line of standing up or creating the world that they're about to exist in, you know? So they're, to me, the most vulnerable in a lot of ways, man, you know? So shout out to the kids, man, and all the souls that's choosing to incarnate in this world, bro.
And we noticed that you like the rewind time. You know what I'm saying?
I thought this was like,
No.
I ain't gonna lie. You got your R&B shit going on right now, man. Was this a photo you did for this, or you was about to do a different type of?
Sonny keeps bringing the wrong boxes. I don't know why. That's why I was screaming at him earlier out there.
You ain't got braids. You on your shit. Okay.
You know, we gotta do a new photo shoot. You know what I'm saying? You know,
I get it, bro.
They be hating. You know what I'm saying?
Get your fucking bread, bro.
You know what I mean? Got done.
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah.
what's next?
Yeah.
Mario. What's Mario doing next?
Musically, experimenting, having fun with it, bro. You know, you gotta have fun with it. Right now, I got some music coming out, singles coming out. You know, into my next project, I got an album out called "Glad You Came" that I put out in December. But yo, just having fun with it, bro. You know, really experimenting and working with people that I'm having fun with.
And you're acting too.
Yeah, no, I got for sure. I got a few things in the acting field coming out. New Citizen Productions. So I created a production company about 2 years ago. Signed a few writers, and really just developing behind the scenes some really great projects right now that I'm going to be pitching and finding the right homes for them. So over the next couple of years, y'all going to see me step into that back. You know,
The acting realm.
Behind the camera.
No.
not just the acting. I've done the acting, but just like, you know, intellectual property wise, like having my own production, having my own screenplays, that ideas that I come up with my team and we build. You know, because it's my mind is constantly moving in that direction. I got investments that I've made, like certain experiences that I'm creating right now. I can't talk about it. Can't say the ideas.
No
but, you know what I'm saying?
No problem.
But yeah, bro, it's this next couple of years, y'all gonna see like the entrepreneurial side of what I've been working on for the last 3-4 years.
Right.
And it's gonna be inspiring, bro.
Right.
You know, because I think it's things that people wouldn't expect.
Right.
Yeah.
If you got a role for Nori, he's ready.
Oh
For
yeah.
sure, man.
Oh, you my acting coach? All right,
Yeah.
cool. You my acting agent? All right, cool.
He
I'm
said
in.
coaches don't make enough money.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm the agent.
Yeah.
Nah, bro,
I'm in.
but yeah, bro, that, bro, and you know, of course, like taking the music and the touring to the next level. You know, really tapping back into the performance bag, and leveling up the performances, and yeah, bro, just tapping back in, rewinding the times, if you will.
So
Rewinding the times.
hypothetically speaking, right?
Yeah.
I say, man, Mario, you could join one group. Man, I'm dead or alive again.
Join one group?
Join one group for 1 week. What group you joining?
It's a great question. Group.
Don't say the 5 heartbeats because they don't exist.
Nah. Oh, they gotta exist?
Yeah, they gotta exist, nigga.
Oh, shit.
A real group.
Yeah, a real group right now. Niggas don't got groups no more. What groups exist right now?
All right, just maybe you join your
Shit.
favorite artist. That's alive.
But a lot still.
All right, I'm gonna go with groups. Damn, that's kind of crazy. All right, I'm gonna say it's between Jagged Edge.
That was my first choice.
I'll say Jagged Edge, bro. Jagged Edge
And who else? Who's the other choice?
and TGT.
That's Tank.
Yeah.
Johnny
Genuine.
Yeah, and Tyrese.
Tyrese?
Yeah.
I could see that.
Not even on some like I feel like I could bring something different to the group.
Really?
You know what I'm saying?
You know them niggas
But yeah.
fighting and all that.
Niggas fight.
Niggas is crazy.
Yeah.
I know all 3 of them. They all crazy.
Yeah. So, you know, a lot of DMV shit. A couple West Coast niggas.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, cool. Jagged Edge though. I feel like that'd be some shit for sure.
I ain't gonna lie. I would pick New Edition.
Okay.
But I would pick the 80s New Edition.
Yeah,
Remember, I'm gonna
yeah.
put on my troop suit.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
I'm gonna be ready for my prerogative.
Okay. Nah, yeah.
If Bobby asks, I'm okay.
Yeah, nah, for sure. So you gonna stop drinking? You got the stamina to like. You gonna have to dance and all that shit.
No, I forgot that part.
Yeah, I know you can't drink.
Let me rewind my
No, you
answer.
can't drink no more. You gonna have to.
I'm gonna take a shot for that. I'm gonna take a shot for taking back my answer.
You gonna have to
Salute.
rewind it.
Salute. Yeah.
Jagged Edge just on some, salute. Jagged Edge just on some, crooning. They made classic music, records that will play at every wedding. They still got, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I drink a Jagged Edge all night. They could drink. No motherfuckers is drinking.
What was that Versus experience like with you, Omarion? Pandemic?
For me, it was great.
Yes,
it's a great experience for me, for sure. You know, that shit was crazy, bro. It was dope. I mean, I feel like going into it, I already knew it was like you being on the block with the homies, talking shit and playing good music and singing. It's like karaoke.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you singing your own music, you know? And I don't know what aspect of it. It was a lot going on.
So it's a pandemic, so of course there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
People are scared, and then here comes Versus. Entertainment.
Yeah.
Everybody's at home.
That's crazy you say a lot of people don't bring up the pandemic part, but it definitely was.
That's the big part.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all was separate or was y'all together?
No, we was together.
Oh, yeah, it was together? Okay.
Did you see it?
I did see it, but I don't remember it. That's what really wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You won.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was you against
it
Omarion.
was yeah. It was
truths.
me against Omarion and his whole army.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the part I forget. Okay, all right.
He had a whole army with him. It was crazy, bro. I didn't even know he had allies like that. But I know, bro. No, shout out to everybody. But yo, at the end of the day, it's all it's all for the love of music. But I definitely didn't know he had allies.
Right.
You know, so I had to it was like I had to take them all down one by one.
Right.
I'm a good sniper, nigga. Really in real life, I'm a good sniper. But yeah, it was cool, man. It was cool, man. It was a good night for R&B. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was a good night for R&B.
It was at one point, a person, was he kept saying, I'm gonna make R&B alive again. I'm gonna make R&B alive again.
R&B. Where else was he saying?
Huh?
What else were they saying?
That's what they saying. I'm bringing R&B back. It was basically, the guy. Yeah.
Be alive again.
It's okay.
All right.
But did you ever heard that statement like where people felt like at one point even Nas said it. Our forefront of one of our forefathers said hip hop is dead.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Oh, facts.
And people had to refute him, and he embraced it, and he was like, okay, well maybe hip hop isn't dead. Damn. Maybe it lives in the South, or maybe it lives in London, or whatever.
Yeah.
Is it ever a time where people were saying that like R&B is dead, and you took it personal?
I never took it personal.
Okay, but you heard them statement.
For sure.
Okay.
I only took it personal when they started trying to pay niggas less. Mm-hmm. That's when it was like, damn, okay, now I'm taking it personal. Now it's personal. But I think that this is what we do. We're innovators, bro. Mm-hmm. We innovated hip hop, R&B. We're the innovators of this culture, bro. So it is our conversation.
Right.
It's almost like us, but we do it on the internet. But if we were all sitting at a conference talking about it, like, nigga, R&B's that, all right, when you should have did, nigga, you the one that sing, you need to do, all right, well, you need to do. It's just like we are having this conversation out in the world, for the world to get involved in it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm glad that they have, because it's a reason why I feel like, it's still here. It's because we continue to have the conversation and we continue to push the culture forward by having a conversation. But also, I think that the problem, I feel like, is the people that have control over what people experience. For example, love BT. Thank you. We love you, all of you. But sometimes the conglomerates or whoever's in control don't always make the best decisions as to how it's experienced, right? So I went to the BET Awards.
This past one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, I was just coming back from the UK and Europe on my tour for Glad You Came album. They hit us about, doing the BET experience. Yeah, Glad You Came, my album that's out.
I took that wrong. My bad.
No, you good.
Good. I'm fucking with you.
But it's glad you came.
It's a double entendre.
1,000%.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay.
For sure. We are, though. You know what I'm saying? We glad you came for the experience.
Yeah,
we glad you came, man. But it's like, they hit us to do the BET experience. I'm so happy, like grateful for all that. But when I didn't even know they were doing a 106 in Park situation.
Okay.
But the timeline of that, everybody that was on that, it was no reason why I should put on the red carpet show, because that was the moment where you should have had a Mario performance in the actual show. You know what I'm saying? There was some good, decent performance. Mm-hmm. But as far as what I do and what I represented during that time, it was missing from that set. And I feel like those are the moments where, you know, we got to represent R&B and represent our culture the right way, and we don't do it all the time.
Right.
And this is not even me. Like, I speak about myself in third person all the time, bro. I promise you that I'm so happy in my life.
Right.
Like, I'm really blessed, and I enjoy my life outside of just being an artist. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to respecting, like, what I've done as an artist, I feel like sometimes it's not respected in those types of cases, right? And I feel like it would have helped R&B because I am a true R&B artist. Like, I'm true to the culture, true to the game of R&B, true to the essence of R&B, and it wasn't represented that night. I feel like in terms of male artists who from that era.
Okay.
It was missing from the stage that night on the main stage. Outside of, even though Jamie Foxx is first of all, Jamie Foxx is the GOAT. Like, you can't even.
Yeah.
But in that era, I mean, like, of my, you know what I'm saying, the artist that was out that time. Yeah.
But I think one of the things that I did see was this was one of the best BETs put together.
For sure.
Yeah.
1,000%, bro.
Ever.
1,000%. It was an incredible show.
Okay, yeah.
1,000%.
All right.
Yeah.
Big up to Casanat, Drewski.
Bro, big up to the whole new regime of young artists. Like, it was. Can you try to make it seem like I'm down the whole show?
No, I'm not. I did not.
But I see you. I see the look on your face.
No, because you know why?
I see the look on your face.
No.
You trying to nah.
Let me, you want me to be honest?
Hold up.
You want me to be
I don't know
honest?
where you going.
You want me to be honest?
Yes.
I didn't see the whole award show. I've seen clips of it.
Okay.
So I'm pointing out the
Incredible,
clips.
bro,
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, pointing out the clips that I saw.
Bro, I never go outside.
Yeah.
I went to these BET Awards. I knew how incredible it was going to be.
Right.
I'm specifically talking. You said we're talking about R&B, bro.
Right.
Talking specifically.
Okay. Yeah, I understand.
Stop, nigga.
No. I'm not media.
That nigga seem like a villain. No, bro.
Yeah, R&B niggas.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to. Nah, it was an incredible show, bro.
Yeah,
like, I was
yeah.
inspired, like, super inspired by it.
Right.
Super inspired. Yeah.
So everyone, you know, they have their 10-year career, and the new thing is now to venture out and do something different. We know you do got the acting, you know, we got the production, but is there anything that you think of a podcast?
Streaming.
Anything that I think
Or
of,
streaming,
like,
yeah.
that I would do?
That you, for yourself. Like,
Man,
would you do a podcast?
1,000%. Not yet,
Okay.
because AI shifting, everything's shifting. Money shifting. The way niggas is paid is shifting. I'm a businessman, so I'm thinking 5 years ahead.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, what podcast gonna look like in 5 years?
AI gonna take over?
No, I'm not saying they would take over, possibly in some ways, but, like, I'm just saying, like, the structure of it, business-wise.
So if I don't show up, another Nori gonna show up?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the way you get paid. I'm saying that the way you getting paid right now may change in the next 3.
Let me get my shit together.
I know, bro. I'm not saying you haven't. I know you have. I see you. I heard the conversation you was having outside when we was coming in. Yeah, I was talking about money. I respect it. But I'm saying that, like, I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna do it, I want to do it at the highest level possible for me. And then I'm like, okay, what other things can I integrate from the other relationships that I have? I'm just thinking, you know.
Yeah, you put it together.
Time, illusion. Experiences. How do I calculate my time with experiences? How do I want to experience things? Like, I just think about, like, okay, I really can influence the experience I want to have over the next, like, so I'm like, I be trying to make decisions based on what I know is about to happen in the future.
Right.
So, like, okay, I'm gonna do a podcast right now, but, like, maybe the shifts and changes may happen in the next year that make niggas get paid more.
Right.
Maybe I should wait a year and just develop the content.
But
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just be thinking, like,
I'll give you one advice about the podcast.
tell me, bro, because you've been doing it, bro.
That's kind of like, it cuts through the thing. Like, I wish when I was making records that I had these algorithm numbers, because what I mean by that is, you know how you go on tour, right? And you go on tour and you go to these miscellaneous states. I'm not going to say a state because I want to go back to there, because if they pay me, I'm going back, right? But you go to these miscellaneous states that don't really matter in your algorithms of selling albums, right? So what happens is, they'll put you, like the record label will put you on this whole tour, and it'll be a 32 cities tour, because the reason why they're putting you on a 32 city tour is because they have to eat up their budget. But you're in places that it doesn't matter. But right now, I can see exactly what 32 states that
and they might not be the states that people think.
It's not going to be the states. And guess what? We're okay with going to Little Rock, Arkansas. We're okay with going to fucking the outskirts of Delaware. We're okay to going to Sacramento.
For sure.
But I don't want to go to Las Vegas because you think there's Las Vegas, and no one gives a fuck about it. No one in Las Vegas. They're thinking about hookers and fucking gambling.
I love his passion right now.
And they ain't thinking about hookers and gambling. Why the fuck are we in Las Vegas?
I love his passion
Like, you understand what I'm saying? So I thought about, so all these 27 years, I'm looking like, I got jerked for 27 years. They sent me to the places that they wanted me to send to eat the budget up. But right now, Lil Wayne can do Drink Champs, and I can say, Lil Wayne, go here, and stay the fuck away from here. You had 4 views there. What do you think those 4 people gonna come out 55 times? Let's get the fuck away from that state. But I'm saying that's the only good thing about AI and these algorithms. I can say, Mario, man, let me just tell you something, man. I'm not gonna say the state. Stay away from such and such. Go over there. Go on this whole side. This whole side is with look, the God, not God, the devil, eh? The devil, like you need to stop. Holy shit, I can't stop it. It's real shit though. I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
When I saw like, I started to study the algorithms of what we're doing here, and I said, if I was to drop a record right now, I would not aim for 52 states. That's what we got, 52, right? 50? All right, whatever, man. I gave us extra 2. All right? So 50 states, right? Even the 50 states. I would not hit 50 states. Like, if they gave me a budget, I would hit the 22 that I know I can double up on, because there was 22. Yeah. Okay, so let's just break it down. I'm just giving you an example. Yeah. Let's just say the 22 is, one is Pennsylvania. I can break it down from Philly to Penn State to Harrisburg. Those are 3 different stops in that same state, and I can do the same exact numbers. Probably even more. And then move on. So it's no wasting time now. So now, Leo Combs told me it's the best time to drop music in the music industry, because you don't have to, package it and, do all that.
No, I agree with that, actually.
Yeah.
I do agree with that. And it's crazy because after this album came out, I was like, I want to do one more album that's just like a passion project, bro. And then after that, I just want to start. I have thousands, like, bro, I won't say 1,000, but I probably got at least 800 to 900 records, if not more.
Wow.
That's just sitting in hard drives.
Wow.
Not to say that those deserve to be out. I'm just saying that the rate that I record records and don't release is high.
Right.
And I'm just ready to change the way that I do that in terms of like music wise. Mm-hmm. So I think you're right, bro. I definitely think you're right. It's not even, you just gotta have fun with it and do what you want, do what you love, and have fun with it, bro. Give the people the music. Stop holding back. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm in that vibe right now, for sure.
Like, you are technically the Kevin Lyles now. You are technically the Leo Combs. Like,
it's crazy.
You can show, like, from what you do from here on out, and follow, you can show the next generation, like, yo, listen, we can be signed to ourselves.
Nah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And move ourselves. Like, it's I'm sorry to put the responsibility on you like that.
No, it's fine. I've already taken on it, the responsibility, for sure. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Nah, for sure. I love it. I love hearing it from you. You know what I'm saying? You've been in the game for a long time, bro. And even like the podcast shit, like, this is a whole other space. Yeah. I mean, how many hours a day do you have to spend on this? You say?
No, we're organic. Like, if a person comes to Miami, we fuck with it, but we don't like have like schedules and shit like that.
So you can do a lot of like this. Like you can do this and then go do. Like, you don't have to, like, you're not sitting here all day.
No.
So yeah, I mean, it's definitely a space that I've thought about tapping into, but like, it has to be. I want it to be a little different, but like, yeah, bro, it's definitely
time. The thing about it is, what I'm trying to tell you is, it's catering to your audience. This is what's dope about that. It's like, like sometimes, like I stopped doing shows right after this shit happened, because I don't want to go to a show and I'm going to see this guy's fans. I'm on a show with this guy's fans, right? Like, so I don't want to be. I'm jealous. Like, I want my fans, right? So fuck it. If I'm not doing it, and then I start to realize,
time, though, bro.
I start to realize. Yes, I start to realize. Holy shit! Certain people. All right, let me give you an example. I'm fucking up this story, but let me just give you an example. It's only 2 times in my whole career, 27 years, I felt like I traded fans. It's only 2 times. Like me doing records with Redman and Method Man, God bless them, I love them. But we're the fucking same fans. It's the same exact fans. Me doing records with Cameron is the same exact fans. Me doing records with Mobb Deep, it's the fucking same motherfuckers. They use the same toothbrush. They use the same deodorant and the same lotion, right? Only 2 times I ever felt I traded fans was when I did a record with R. Kelly and when I did a record with Daddy Yankee.
Wow.
I felt their audience follow me. And I was just like, oh, okay, that's what a collaboration means. When you collaborating with the person with the same audience, that's not collaborations. That's just you being.
But sometimes
friends.
you're doing it for the culture. I get it. But yeah, I got.
If it's a hit record,
if it's a hit, yeah, I got
it's a hit.
Yeah,
but if
right,
it's just to collaborate, that shit kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I'm just being honest with you. It's a classic to y'all.
Yeah.
If it's not a classic to the people, who gives a fuck? You should never throw it out. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. All right, then. I kind of got.
I feel you on that.
Let's take a shot for me. Let's take a shot. Let's take a shot for you.
Nah, for sure.
Yo, Mario, man, thank you, man. Thank you for coming through. Hold on.
I wanted to ask him something real quick.
Let me take a pee, though. Everybody take a pee but me.
I can still ask him the question.
All right, when you come back, for sure. That's real shit, though.
I know you give it up for writers who have done some writing for you on some of your projects.
Yeah.
Are you big into the writing? Have you written for anybody else?
You know, I've written records that could 1000% be for other artists, but I've been stingy.
You keep it.
So I've been like, because I've been more instrumental in my own writing, I'm like, yo, I need to really I want to get some records off that I wrote for me versus like other artists writing for me. That's what I've been on lately. But 1000%, you'll probably see in the next couple of years like records that I wrote for other artists for sure that I just haven't used. So I definitely got some fire in the chamber for sure, bro. I got some fire in the chamber that I'm ready to drop. So. Yeah.
We'll be looking forward to that. But let's wait for Slime.
Yeah, for sure.
A shot? I just
feel like, bro,
I got a little piece
warranted.
Paul was over
That's
there.
it?
No.
Y'all gonna stop drinking my sake too. Yo, you be taking that shit too far. With my whiskey, I be seeing you. With the Habiki. Yeah, with the Habiki. I see you.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
From here, we level up, generational wealth.
Yes. Yeah. So,
just make sure we,
Is there any plans to put on another artist?
For sure. I'm building. So the way I see it, right? You know how, Motown was back in the day. When an artist would get signed, they had a family for them to come to. When I say family, I don't mean like, but they had they had producers, they had writers, they had songs already. You were coming into a system that was already, not that I want to make an artist cut other artists' music, but just like a community. So right now I'm building a community, writers, producers, before I sign artists. I feel like the community is important. You know what I'm saying? And like really building like the foundation of what New Citizen is on the music side. Not rushing into like...
What's the name of the label?
New Citizen. So I got New Citizen label, New Citizen publishing. New Citizen is my umbrella. So New Citizen I started when I did my first independent project. And it's crazy that the name New Citizen, is just how it relates to what's going on in the world today. Like really becoming a new citizen of your own personal universe. That's what I created it for. But yeah, bro. That's the thing. I got New Citizen Investments where I invest in different projects. Random shit that you would never expect me to be that I'm into. Not on the actual, like, me putting out coins, but I've invested in companies that have both coins and also have tangible assets as well. So, yeah. And they're doing, like, shit all across the board. Like, so, yeah. Yeah.
Damn it, let's take a shot.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. Yeah, yeah, bro. That's not bad though.
So one thing I heard you say you spoke about fasting.
Yeah.
Okay, now what form of fasting are you talking about?
So the first fast I did was for 26 days, bro.
All water?
It was I was doing an organ cleanse.
Oh wow.
So there was a guy that I was working with at the time. He had developed these organ supplements. cleansing supplements. But in order to do them, you had to not eat. So it was just like a water fast.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 26 days.
But that was standard,
Yes.
the 26 days, or you picked 26 days?
I lasted 26 days.
Okay. Okay, wow.
I lasted, yeah.
Wow.
And, you know, I think people are more comfortable speaking about these things today. You hear about it, but it's true with what we talk about in terms of really getting to that level of connection with God and with yourself that it's impossible to do without fasting. There's no other way to experience there's no other way to experience spiritual awareness and evolution like fasting besides fasting, honestly. Because you're going to face so many parts of yourself that you didn't even know was there. You're going to face your demons, you're going to face your emotions, you're going to face your fears, you're going to face your desires, your fleshly desires, your human desires. You're going to face all of, you know, all of the things that you're so used to, your comfort, everything.
Right.
It's going to push you to levels that, well, all you have to lean on is God. And that's the key of fasting, right? That's the key, is to really connect you to a space where consumption isn't even something that you need. I do believe that at one point we didn't need to consume things to even live. You know, we can live off of consciousness alone. But that's a whole other conversation, obviously. But I do believe that we didn't need to eat. We didn't need to consume other living, aware, conscious beings to actually survive.
They used to say fast to feast.
Say it again?
They used to say fast to feast. Like you fast for 3 days and then you go feast. And then you fast again. That's what they said they did back in the days. That's where fasting comes from.
Okay.
Okay.
Fast to feast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
did
didn't
26
feast.
days.
I didn't feast for 26 days.
So
and then when I did break it,
on the 26 days?
it was all fruits. It was all it was
soups.
Nah.
No soups?
Nah, it was just fruits and raw foods,
Okay.
like vegetables and raw. But this was also during a time where the energy on the planet wasn't as intense.
Okay.
It was a little lighter.
Okay.
Right now, I don't think I could do that because I stepped back into music. I stepped back into I stepped back into the field in a different way. I wasn't around people at the time. Nobody was feeding off my energy. I wasn't having to give my energy. Because it's like, all right, let me try to bypass this. Hold on.
You want a shot?
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to bypass. I can talk some real shit. I gotta.
My bad. I usually do that when I'm busy. Yeah. My bad. I misread the situation. I'm sorry. Yeah.
You asked me a question. I
got you.
I signed up for this show. I signed up for Nah, but yo, it's bro, it's simple, bro. It's, you know, when you starve the body and the physical of all of the things that make us weak, then you tap into your true light, bro. It's something that you can't really argue with. It's science. It's something that our ancestors do. It's something that, you know, we've even practiced that we don't remember. We forget because our memory gets white and shit. You know, and we forget the things that we were born with, you know, our ancestors practiced. And so those things starts to come back to you. The body starts to eat away at all of the bullshit. That's you fasting. And then those who choose to take that route and to take that journey get initiated into their own level of awareness and spiritual advancement. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of the best things you can ever do for yourself. I see a lot more people doing it today than I've ever seen, and I love seeing it.
Yeah. I seen Kevin Gates talk about it as well.
Kevin Gates talk about it, and Elite Chopper talk about it. It's a real thing, bro. It's niggas not just...
Yeah.
It's real, you know?
Yeah.
Celibacy, fasting, wherever you preserving your energy. You're preserving your energy. You tapping back into your true self, your true light, your true power.
You did the celibacy fast?
I did it 2 years. Year and a half. Honestly speaking, I did a year and a half. I would say 2 years, but I did a year and a half.
Celibacy?
Yeah.
No jerking off neither?
Nothing, bro.
No?
My nigga, nothing, bro. Nothing.
Fuck. Not bad.
R&B and not
nothing.
getting nothing, man.
All right.
That's crazy.
Nah, that's discipline like a mother.
Like he can win. Like he can
Nothing.
go out there. And,
But it's like, but again, now we're going into a different side of the interview. All right, let's go on over here.
Okay.
This is not anything. All right, let's take it to a whole other level. Imagine thousands of years ago, or hundreds of years ago, whatever you want to call it. You are a man and you're set to go on a journey to another part of the land. You got to leave your wife and kids.
Okay.
You're going on another part of the land that you're set out to find a new space, a new country, a new whatever. And your emperor or king at the time is like, yo, I need you to get on this ship with 200 other men because I believe that there's something on the other side of this water. Say you one of Abu Bakari's, generals that's on one of those ships that he sent over from Mali, right? You can't have sex. You don't know how long it's going to take you to get to the West. Right? But along that journey, all that energy that you are holding is giving you the strength to go on this journey. I'm just using this as an example.
I'm example it.
You're not thinking about sex while you're trying to survive. You're not thinking about sex. You're thinking about, okay, I'm on this voyage. I'm on this journey. I think that we think about all of these things more because we're in a world where we're overstimulated by it. Instagram,
Twitter, X,
an escape, a way for you to, it's like, nigga, I work hard today. I just did a 20-hour shift. I want some hit. I want some. It's like, nah, like as men, we gotta redefine what true power is. Especially in this where we are now. We need as much energy and quota as we can get to get through what's happening right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's just the way I look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
because there's been rumors,
yeah,
like you like girls that try to come up to you, don't give them your number or none of that.
Facts. They ain't in the rumor.
You hard to get. That's what's up.
I don't know how you mean that shit, right? Nah, right? This nigga Nori funny as shit. Nah, man. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Cause
that's real shit.
Nah, but she'll set you up though, bro. Be careful, bro.
Word up. You
get set up.
You ain't been in them headlines. That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
I understand the game.
Yes, you understand the game. Let me take a shot for that. The
I understand the game,
Mario,
bro.
nigga.
I understand the game.
Salute.
It's about longevity, bro.
Okay, let's take a shot.
I got you.
Yeah, all right.
I'm going on my own pace, though. My nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? You Nori, you been doing this shit, what, twice a week?
No, we ain't been doing this for 2 weeks, man.
All right, bet. So you got 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
But wait, you say you ain't drink for how long?
2 weeks. But
goddamn.
2 weeks before that, I went to Cannes, I went to San
shit. You
Tropez,
outside.
and I went to Monaco.
So you was on the whole
and
shit.
Yes. And this how rich they was. I had a drone following me, and nobody even looked at me.
Yeah,
that shit is different. Like having a drone follow you. The white people was like, who give a fuck?
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
I got you. But Saki.
Yeah,
it's Saki shit. But I said I was to say that in this new world that we're going into, I feel like your energy is the new currency.
And people
you know what I'm saying?
Energy.
100%.
I think that was very important what you said. People could steal your energy.
The new world that we're going into is just like, you got to be really aware of everything, that's happening. There's like a big, there's a wave of, shifts that's happening that's going to make a lot of people rich really quick. And if your mind is not on the frequency of like what's happening and thinking forward, you might miss out. You might have an idea right now that you're sleeping on, or not you, or somebody might have an idea right now, but because they're focused on feeding their senses and feeding, they're not even thinking about this shit. They're like, I'll get to it. Like, nah, like somebody else gonna do that idea and become a billionaire. Because you're not focused right now. This is the time of focus. We don't need more time. We need more focus.
Time is currency.
Exactly. And so that's how I think every day. And I know I don't talk about this a lot on my socials. I don't talk about it a lot because I feel like I don't want to. Social media is the matrix.
And the devil.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't like to like. I want to keep it pure.
Mm-hmm.
I want all my blessings. I don't want to mess them up.
So you don't be on social media?
I am on social media, but I only post like artistic things or like pictures of what I'm doing. I don't really post a lot about like.
But not when you
the things that I'm doing right now don't really need social media to work. That's what I'm saying.
You fast over social media as well?
Back then, yeah, I wasn't even on social media.
Okay.
I did during that fast. I wasn't on social media at all.
Okay.
Bro, I wasn't around people, bro. I was to myself. When niggas be like, nigga, where you was that for? I was literally in a whole other realm of existence. Really, like, I had just moved to LA from Baltimore. I moved away from Baltimore because I had to, or I was on die or be in jail.
Right.
And so I just needed to completely shift my perspective on life.
Mm.
You know, and I think people think like just because you've had success or just because you've had like nah, like real shit be happening in life where you actually have to preserve yourself in order to survive this shit. Life, real life shit, you know? Mm-hmm. And so that I can be here today.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So that I could.
You made the right
bro. Yeah, it's real, bro. It's real. You know? Don't take for granted all of the people, you know, like the 19 Keys of the world and all these other brothers that are out here like really like trying to like explain to people like, yo, what the future's about to look like, because it's real. It's a real thing. Mm-hmm. You know, it's real, man. You know, if you're called to do something and your spirit is calling you to try something new or do something new or change your, you know, the way you living, listen. Because you might be one of the ones that's actually supposed to liberate your, you know, your soul family. You never know.
Would you ever do like a country album?
Would I do a country album? Yeah, I'll do any type of album. I can do any type of music. If it's with the right producers and the right energy, for sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Like, say I played a role and, like, it was like, I don't know, you know, talking about when country music was first starting to kick off in the black community. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I would play in it.
Role in the movies.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, ways to tell different, you know, because I feel like that story haven't been told yet.
Yeah. Black people in country music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, black people in rock and roll has been told because it's actually documented that black people actually invented rock and roll.
Yeah. It's been told in a movie. Oh, yeah. Vidal, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
For sure.
Yeah. Good
shit. Yeah.
So anything else you want to tell your fans before you get up out of here?
Man.
Take a shot first.
Bro, how many shots?
I mean, we just celebrated Mario,
man.
You
go to the range?
Listen.
You go to the range sometimes?
No.
You'll be a good shooter on the range, nigga. The way you take shots, nigga.
No. Oh, because you know why? We celebrating the career of Mario, man. Let me just tell you something, man. You appreciate it. They say go where you appreciate it and not where you tolerate it.
Yeah.
Let's let you know.
Thank you, King.
You appreciate it and you celebrate it.
Appreciate you.
And you motherfucking
appreciate you.
Uplated and elevated.
I represent us. You know what I'm saying? I represent strength. I represent focus. I represent, you know, us alignment, bro. You know, new citizen and what I plan to do over the next few years. Hopefully sets the standards for like new artists coming to the game, bro. Mm-hmm. A lot of people about to start making a lot of money real fast if they're focused. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, you know, invest your money, you know, make relationships, be uncomfortable a little bit sometimes. Sometimes a relationship that you're uncomfortable with can take you into doors that, you know, you normally wouldn't get into. You know, invest your bread, bro. Be smart. Think generational wealth. It's so crazy because I had wrote something down on a vision board when I came back from the UK, and I had a lot of energy that was different. And I believe that whenever you have a big shift of energy, it's a time, whether it's negative or positive, it's a time for you to manifest something powerful. And you can transmute that energy into something that you want for yourself. And I wrote down on this vision board something I wanted, and literally the next week it came to fruition, bro. And I was a part of something that was really big, and everybody can do it in your own world. You know what I'm saying? So you just believe in yourself.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Salud.
Let's go. Let's get it. Yeah.
We're going to take a couple pictures and do some drops.
Already,
we
bro.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Man, come on. We good.